Okay, okay. Welcome everyone to goodness, it's been a long time since we've done this R&B podcast. But it's great having Stevie and Lorena and myself back because I took a whole month cycle, so it's great everyone's been in town. How is everyone doing today?
Good evening, all,
Good.
as always. Good evening.
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, Lorena, I think I saw you. Wait, well, not that I went there myself, but were you at Essence Fest?
I was at Essence Fest.
Oh
It
wow,
was last minute and it was hectic, but yeah, I was there.
Who was performing?
wow.
Oh man, they had so many performances. So at the convention center, they had Dustin Conrad, they had Normani. Um, then at the stadium, they had everybody from Kaylani to the night that I went was Brandy and Monica that was closing. And I
Wow,
got to see Tidra Moses, Raheem Devon, Babyface.
wow.
It crazy, yeah.
Where
There's
where was that on that?
New
New Orleans.
Orleans for Essence.
Wow. How
Yeah.
did you get there? Did you get a train or did you walk?
Imagine walking. That's crazy. No, I had to take the plane.
Okay, yeah, you will do from where you are, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take the
Wow.
plane. So, but it was a good experience
Have you been to New
overall.
Orleans before?
Yeah, I have. I
So
have.
you
That
know
I
you knew
think,
what to expect.
yeah, I that was my fourth time going, I think, to New
Wow,
Orleans.
fourth,
So
fourth
yeah.
time going. Wow.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew last year there was some complaints around the organization, the timings, and so people, did Essence make a change? Because I think some acts was going to have to go on 1 o'clock and stuff. Was it different?
Unfortunately, no. So I went last year as well. I had like a girls trip. So the production for the concerts at night all
Was it
started
best
late.
organized this year?
Yeah, so even this year, Brandy and Monica went on very late, and they
Wow,
even had to cut their show. So it ended
wow,
kind of awkward.
wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. Everyone that's coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to you guys. Okay, okay. And I saw, did you get some? I saw you interviewed somebody from the Breakfast Club. I can't
Oh,
remember her name now.
Lauren LaRosa.
Yes, she looked like an Amazon. She was so tall. Was she so tall, or were you so short? I wasn't sure.
Well, I'm short, but yeah, she is tall, and then she had on like really, really like tall heels. So she was like towering over me, but she's really, really nice. Like super,
Okay, okay. Okay. Well, for those who are joining, we are tonight. We're going to review Blackstreet's debut album, which came out in '93. Um, um, a lot of people have different opinions about this album. What is interesting and fascinating to Stevie and I is that Lorena hadn't heard the album. So this was her opportunity to listen to the album, and so as we're giving a review, it'll be interesting to get her take on the songs as well, and yeah, so it'll be good just to, and so for everybody when we go through it, we're going to do top 10, but because there was so much had the interludes, I didn't include my interlude. We're going to start with 12 down to 1 as well. um I'll start off with you, Stevie, then Lorena will come in. But what can you remember about this album and when it got and its debut?
I remember it being a very hot summer for me. Um, what else can I remember? I think I'd just come out of college. I was in college. I'd been given 2 weeks' work. I was with my old man. He took me. My old man was working on the roads at the time, doing tarmacking on roads. So I was out all day in the summer in this heat, tarmacking roads, coming home exhausted, having my tea, and then I had about an hour before I went to sleep. And I just played the Blackstreet album, and that's all I did for that 2 weeks when it came out. Just every night, just play this Blackstreet album from top to bottom. Um, I just thought it was at the time just an incredible album because a lot of other R&B albums were giving us 18 tracks of slow jams. You might have one club track, one mid-tempo, and then we're getting all these candle lit, slow jams. Have a Blackstreet album that was half up tempo and half, slow jams. I was very, very happy with that. Yeah, I mean, it kept, although it wasn't like a full New Jack Swing album, it still had the remnants of New Jack Swing from the late 80s, early 90s. The candle, Teddy was keeping it going. He introduced us to a whole bunch of new singers there. But, I think over time, over 30 years now, has it been 30 years?
Yeah, 32, yeah.
There's a lot of tracks that still stand up on it. A lot of the, a lot of the ballads stand up. So you could argue that some of the up-tempos are sounding a bit ropey now. Some of the lyrics you're like, ooh, but, it still stands up as, as an album in the 90s that you still need in your collection,
Yeah, I mean, I remember this in '94, the summer of '94. I just remember just seeing the video of a Booty Call, and I felt like, oh, it seems like it was a cheap type of low budget video. They didn't put any money into that, and but I still bought the album. I came up with maxi set, so Teddy had like 10 to 20 remixes of every single of the Booty Call remix. They had the Joy remix and Before I Let You Go remix, and I was championing this album, and I was surprised how many songs were in there. Now everyone knows that, well, not everyone knows, but people who might not know, they probably had another 30 songs. I think they had 30, 40 songs recorded for this album. Some of the songs they recorded that were going to Bobby Brown. They were recording the Bobby album, and so some of them they used, and some of the other songs they gave to In Sync, not In Sync, New Kids on the Block. I mean, they just recorded so much, and had different versions of the album, and but as I said, it was definitely an interesting album. I love the sound and the production, and I think to me it still remains my favorite Blackstreet album. Of all they've done 4 albums, this is still my favorite, and probably one of my top 10 albums.
Do you know
of all
which
times and
album
stuff.
as well that had come out that weekend? I remember vividly having to choose one. Melvin Riley's Ghetto Love album. Yeah,
Oh
it was the
wow!
same. I didn't buy that one at the time. I just bought the Blackstreet one, and I think there was like people saying, "Oh, the Melvin Riley's too slow. There's too many ballads on it." Maybe one day we'll do that album because it does have its moments on it. But that was Melvin Riley there going a bit street. He got it kind of right for that year, keeping himself in the game.
Okay. Okay, so Lorena, what about you? This is your first time listening to the album. What did you make of it?
The album is really, really good. I did know actually a lot of the songs. I don't know if I knew them from back then or I heard them like throughout the years, but I was surprised when I like put it on and heard like the first track and I'm like, "Oh, wait, I know this song." Because I thought I only knew like 2 songs off of the album. But I knew quite a few of them. So I was like, okay, but there's a lot that of course I did not know, but I thought this album was really good. And I liked just like how Stevie said, it wasn't all slow jams. Like you had the up tempos and everything, so there was a mix. And you don't often get that on an R&B album. So I thought it was really well done. So I did really enjoy this. So for me too, it was kind of hard making a top 10. So that's why when you said 12, I was like, thank God. But I feel like it was hard putting them in order because I think the production was done like really well on this album.
Wow. Who have we got in the chat tonight? We've got Jake. Jake's back from last week, who triggered everybody. Great to have you on live tonight, sir. DJ All Day's with us. OG's Black Finest is with us. Jez, I can see you, sir. How you doing? He's got a gig coming up. He's doing a bit of DJing very soon. Old Jez, I'm really happy for him. So yeah, we've got a few. If you're out there, drop a comment so we can see you, please. We'll say hi to you.
Yeah. we need some Stone Street. So yeah, so I think one of the sad things about Blackstreet is the revolving door of singers. The original Blackstreet was Joseph Stone Street, Chauncey Hannibal Black, and Teddy, and well, no, and Levi
Chauncey
Little.
what?
So
Hannibal.
those, yeah, yeah, Chauncey
What?
Hannibal Black,
Hannibal
but
Lecter.
Chauncey.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, guys.
So those that was the original trio, and Joseph Stonetree was probably one of the greatest vocals R&B. And sadly, he had um, he had his own demons that meant that he wasn't reliable. After when he was singing perfect, I mean, they recorded an entire album with him, but when they were looking like they were need to go forward, he had his own demons, which then affected the reliability. So they had to make a decision, and the decision was to drop him and bring in Dave Hollister and re-record the songs. And so most people would hear the original "Baby Be Mine," which was on the CB4 soundtrack. That was him. The group was named after him, Stone Street, Chauncey, aka Blackstreet, and Teddy wasn't supposed to be in the group because that first single was featuring Teddy. Um, I don't know if I felt that he should have been in a group. I think he probably could have had the group and built on there, but I don't know. What has been so we've talked about this album slightly. What's been I mean, Lorena, when you think of Blackstreet, have you paid attention with the revolving members?
Yes. So when we did another level and you and VJ were given like so much information, like I started to look more into the group because I didn't realize all the different members because I was so young when these albums came out. So this time around, when listening to the album, I had to find like a site that said like who was singing who, like who was singing what, and seeing like Dave Hollister sing some songs, and then I read on one of the blogs that he had re-recorded some of the original vocals that were there. So it was just interesting to see the dynamic and when like why people left. Well, this is what I'm reading on the internet, so I don't know if it's real. But just to see that information, just to see who came in, who came out, who was singing what, it was really interesting because I didn't really know all that information before.
Namdi, you keep freezing on
Okay.
us. Good evening to Deu. I've just spotted you there. Also to Tonda Ray and Zay as well. Are you still with us, Namdi?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I was one that was freezing. I was thinking about. I thought it was you guys. I don't know what. You know what has happened is I'm using a different laptop, and all of a sudden it feels as though, and it just had some updates. So I'm mindful about. You know what I might do is I might swap my laptops, so that and hopefully I can make this a seamless one. Um, but yeah, I was listening. I could hear everything you were saying, Lorena. But I think for us, I mean, I've interviewed Levi, um, and Eric Williams, and I haven't interviewed Dave Halstead, but I believe from most of the interviews, a lot of the issues was about money and yeah, and then I think that was a sense of, this is too much. They didn't feel that they were able to contribute. They didn't feel like united. um and I think, just most people might have the second album, Another Level, had the big hits, made the money. But to me, as I always believed, that the this was just no expectations, and and it had some really strong songs. I did a poll just before we came on to see what people's thoughts were between, um if they had to choose between Let's Chill by Guy and Before I Let You Go. And what as of now, and it's just been 2 hours that I put it in there. And how many people have voted on this? So about 400 people have voted. So it's about 55 to 45. Um, More people seem to prefer um, what that Let's Chill. But maybe it's just a generation of people who sang it and stuff. Anyway, hopefully I'm not frozen again. Ezekiel, welcome, welcome. I mean, Lorraine, when you did you rate Blackstreet just because of their second album, Another Level, or listening to this, have you does it change your impressions about the group?
What do you mean change my impression about the group?
Did you rate them better, more or less, based on the fact that this was their first album? Then now you've listened to the other subsequent albums.
Oh, well, I really like this album. Like, of course, I'm more familiar with Another Level. So I did rate that. I feel like I rated that one high, but I really do enjoy this album. I think this, in my opinion, was the better album because after I did listen to it, I did compare the two just to see because it was a while that I had listened to Another Level. So this one was really great. But yeah, I think they're a group that has done a lot, but people don't always talk about Blackstreet a lot. They're not always in the conversation, which I think they should be.
I mean, controversially,
Yes.
you could argue, or let's just put this out there: with each album after this, did they get progressively worse?
See, I didn't listen to any album after.
I mean, you know, the album after Another Level is still a good album. Still got some great tracks on it.
Are we talking about
So
the finally
how
album?
many albums have they made? 4 albums, is it?
Yeah.
They made
for
4.
each one,
They
did it just drop down a level rather than go up a level? Did it progressively go down a level?
I mean, Lorena, how many of the albums have you listened to?
Only the first 2. Yeah.
Only the first 2. Okay. So I would say, and you know, Stevie would have his opinion. I would say that the first was my favorite. I think then the second will come in second. I think the third album, they missed the mark. I think they had some nice stuff on the level 2, but I think by that time there was just so much that has passed. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think first album was my favorite, and I think I would go them that they got worse afterwards.
Do you think that was down to maybe, you know, the constant changes in members?
It has to hurt, you know. People talk about in sports when you keep changing managers or changing players, and that has an impact. And there's a chemistry. There's definitely a chemistry.
Do you think Finally's a better album than Level 2? That's up for debate, isn't it?
I think I tried to make Finally appreciate Finally than Level. I barely remember Level 2. I mean, yeah, none of the songs were memorable. I know Deep was probably the only one that really, the Wizzy Wizza. It probably came out. It probably was. It probably came out. It probably was not for his time. But yeah, so much water under the bridge had passed that I don't think I appreciated them by that time. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to do something quickly here. I'm going to swap.
Oh, Ezekiel said Level 2 is better than Finally.
Well, like I say, you said you've not heard them, have you, really?
No, I'm just seeing what they're saying in the chat.
New Orleans. Tell me about New Orleans, Lorraine. I've never been.
It is super hot, but the food is amazing no matter where you go. So that is like my number one love is to go there and eat. So I love that. But going to Essence Fest is just fun. Like it's just there's music everywhere, so it's just a good time. So even like after leaving the convention center, if I don't go to the concerts at night, like even going down like the street to different bars and stuff, like there's live bands happening, there's music that's always going on. So I really enjoy the city. I like it.
I'm going to Las Vegas in September.
Ooh.
Yes, I mean, I'll be honest. Considering all the places you could go to in America, it wouldn't be my first choice to go.
Yeah.
But it's a friend's wedding,
Okay.
so it should be pretty exciting.
It's hot in September in Las
Is it?
Vegas.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it
I wouldn't
is.
know.
It's
So I
really
better
hot.
take me old shorts then and t-shirt.
Yeah.
How
It's
did you? I mean, we're going off topic here. Composers. I was listening to that Composers album the other day.
Oh, the colleagues.
Colleagues. Sorry, that was it. The Colleagues, because it's got all
Colleagues,
the
yeah.
R&B artists on from like the 90s and 2000s. Tell them who's on that.
Okay, so there is a producer. His name is KP. He goes by the Colleagues. He has a brand new album called "Sincerely Yours: Songs in the Key of Love," and it's a compilation album with Raheem Devon, Case, Slim from 112, Joe Leone, um, a whole bunch of people are there. Vito. But it's such a great album. Like it's a real good R&B album centered around marriage and love. So it's
And
just super dope.
he's pressed some copies up on vinyl as well, which was very excited to see.
Yeah, so yeah, you could pre-order vinyl and CDs now too. So
Yeah.
it's
Go
really
and check
cool.
that album out. What is it? What they called the Colleagues. That's it.
Yeah, the Colleagues.
Colleagues. Thanks.
Really
Thanks,
good.
Marina.
Okay. Hopefully, I'm back and I'm not freezing.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, I had to swap out laptops and stuff. As soon as we were about to join, I saw updates needed, and I did that. And then that was my old laptop, which I don't normally use to do this. Okay. So, for those who are just joining in, we are going to go through this. Okay, so 30th. We're going to go through the Blackstreet album. We're going to start from 12 down to 1 because on this album, as you might notice, it had some really amazing interludes, but I didn't include any of them in mine because it had 20 songs listed, six, I think four how many? I can't remember how many of them were interludes. I think there were six interludes or five interludes, and this was the time when CDs had just come out, so they were packing everything into that CD, so it made it hard to burn and copy if you didn't know how to just do it regularly. Um, so, Stevie, do you want to go through number 12 on your list?
Yeah, if you want me to, I don't mind. I don't
Yes.
mind. I started off with one of the singles from the album, which
Oh wow,
has a heavy P-Funk influence from old George Clinton. I don't know if you can guess which one it is.
Oh, yeah.
it's
I
a
think I
booty
know.
call.
There you go, number 12 for me. I don't know why I put it at number 12 because it's an up-tempo fun track. It's a booty call. Yeah, why is it number 12? I've no idea. It could be in the top 10.
I think
That's
I
how
preferred
hard
the
it sounds to
remixes of
play.
that song, though. I think I preferred the remixes. They had "Ain't No Fun Call Like a Booty Call." It's a booty call. Ain't no. They had different mixes that I think were better than the album version, and that's what Teddy was doing. He'll do the album version, and he just does 5 or 10 different remixes, and then you're like, yeah. But I bought every maxi single that came with this album. I think this is the only album that I ever did that. Every single they brought in, I bought the maxi single. Okay, Larina, what made your number 12?
So my number 12 would be "Wanna Make Love," which is
Oh,
surprising because I like the slow songs, but there's just so many like really good songs on this album. So, but I still wanted it to make my like top 12, so it's in there, but it's at number 12.
Which
okay.
one? Sorry.
I wanna
"Wanna Make
make
Love."
love.
Wow.
Do 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 do
I'm
do.
surprised. I thought you might have had that a bit
Do
higher.
do do
I know, I know.
do.
Wow.
Deep inside your love, there I want. Yeah, I this song, the album. I know all the songs back to front like that. Number 12 for me is a song that I remember watching a movie called Sabrina that starred Harrison Ford, and I can't remember the lady who played Sabrina. And in a scene in that movie, they go out to a club and they were dancing to this song. And I don't know if you might think of what song could have been on the soundtrack in '95 or '96. I think her name was Julia Mon, but in a film called Sabrina.
What on this album?
Yeah, yeah,
Number 12.
yes.
Love's in Need.
Yes, you're right.
Oh.
Loves a
Bullseye,
need.
bullseye, and that's second prize.
Yeah, so he did the movie Sabrina came out. Let me try and look at it because it came out in '95, starring Julia Mon, and I was watching. I was in the cinema and they were in a club, and I'm hearing "Loves in," and here's Harrison Ford dancing to "Loves in Need." I'm like, what? Like, oh wow. Um, this was the '90s for those who didn't grow up in the '90s. After Jodeci did Lately, everybody started to think, "Oh, we need a Stevie Wonder song." Intro had Rhythm in the Sky. Blackstreet did this, and other groups were just doing a Stevie cover, and that became the thing: is let's do a Stevie cover because we could blow up like Jodeci. And I don't think I appreciated it as much at the time, but when I'm listening to it now, and it was heavily influenced by the drums, I really listened to it differently and appreciate it. So that's at number 12.
Yeah, big shout to The Bridge. How you doing, Sense? From Manchester. Big shout to Robert as well for joining us. There was an album. The Bridge just reminded me because he did a bit of UK R&B back then. There was a group in the UK and they released the second album about a year after, and it mirrored this album in terms of like up tempos and slow jams. But they were called Cruise. I mean, one day we'll have to dig the Cruise album out because it was very much a pound shot Blackstreet first album. Pound shot Black. It was literally a pound, you know. Nanda, you listen to it and go, oh, it's like Blackstreet and it's like half Blackstreet, half R. Kelly. This album.
Yeah. You should say when you say pound, people might think weight. So
it's like a dollar. All right, it's like a dollar store.
Yeah. Budget version. Yeah.
Version. But anyway, let's get to my number 11. And I've gone for yet another single, but they changed this radically. I think the reason why it's at number 11, because I really like the vocal. I think it was the ragga rapping that, you know, it's very of the 90s, right? Because between like 92, 93, 94, a lot of the pirate radio stations were playing like ragga R&B crossover tracks. So ragga was a thing back then, and The Bridge will attest to that, especially in Manchester. But I've gone for Baby Be Mine at number 11. I get a great track, great, you know, the vocals great, but probably because of that rapping and that ragga thing on it. It's so hard to rate this.
Okay.
I can't believe you have all these up-tempo songs at like 12 and 11.
I know, I'm surprised. I think in my heart of hearts, I know that, you know, that when it gets down to the real classics on here are the ballads, you know. I mean, it's hard to argue. But, you know, we've not had my full chart yet, so there's a few surprises to come. And yes, Jake Cruz did a second album. They did one for Motown Records, and then they did one for a label called Diesel. Both worth getting. Records.
The question I had: what did you guys make of the album cover?
Ooh, that was a good. It kind of looks like AI now, doesn't it? You know, the way they're hanging over the build, it's sort of thing an AI chat GPT would do, wouldn't it? So it's in a way, it's ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is ahead of it's you know, it's like chat GPT in 1994.
Okay.
I mean, this chat GPT, when you ask it to design, it's making some incredible designs now. This thumbnail I've got for next week's live stream for a guy called Suave, a new Jack Swing artist, is incredible. I was like, whoa, how it's done it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I love the album, so it's almost like it could do no wrong. But I think, on the face of it, it doesn't give you the opportunity to see the faces of the art the group. So when they went through that change, you probably didn't really like. Oh, okay, you probably don't notice as much, but it was definitely a statement album, and 20 songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lorena, what's number 11 for you?
Number 11 for me. Again, it's a good song. I love the beat and everything. I guess it's just I wasn't there during that time, so I wasn't with the hype because it is a single. But it's Booty Calls, so that's at number 11 for me.
Okay.
But it's like good, like, and I listen to like the remixes and stuff. I think I like the remixes better than the album version. I
Okay,
think
you heard the remixes.
yeah, if one of the remixes were probably on the album, it probably would have been higher up.
Mm.
But yeah, it comes in at number 11.
Mm.
Yeah, no, yeah. As I said, I bought this. I can't, goodness, I've lost all my CDs, but I had the Mexican, and they had some really good ones on there. Number 11 for me is a song. I would say at the time I didn't appreciate it as much, and but I think it has grown on me a lot more, and it is given a good life. When the
Give
guy who's rapping on there, he sounds like Corrupt from the Dog Pound. It sounds like a song that could have been, and I think for some of us, I was somewhat disappointed at the time that the first half of the album was heavily influenced by the G Funk, what was happening with Dre and Snoop, and I think there was a part of me that was concerned that Teddy moved away from his signature New Jack sound when he did this album, even when he did the Bobby album, and was like, "Oh, look what's happening!" New Jack, West Coast gangster rap was just selling, and so he then went and took a lot of George Clinton samples. Compared to, he was very heavily interested James Brown, so you can see he switched, and so this was a very death row type song, but it kind of worked. It kind of worked. I was at the time I was disappointed, but listening to it now, I can appreciate it. But Give Me the Good Life was at number 11. When I interviewed Sprague, he says that that was their annual Life of Riley picnic and baseball game, and so that's what. So they shot the video doing that on that day. So they were out. You see staff members with their families playing baseball and stuff like that. And if you look closely, you'd see Intro in the video as well. They drove up there. So Good Life at number 11.
Interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people know what that track was based on. T.S. Monk, the Bon Bon V, a late 70s soul funk album. It's just a virtual carbon copy of that record. But it made my number 13. That actually did a good laugh.
Okay.
I do like that record. Number 10, we're on the top 10 for me. It was a single B-side, I think. It was a double. I remember buying the Booty Call. And you also got remixes of this track as well. They're very funky. I Like the Way You Work. I could have put this again a lot higher. Great funky R&B track. I think it does hold up, this track now. And that's why it's made my number 10.
Yeah.
I like the way you work.
Baby, take it out.
I wonder where he got. I like it. I wonder where he got that from. I wonder where
I
he got that.
wonder.
Yeah. Where have you heard that one before? So Clean Music Lover says debut is better. Please Listen Before reckons it's still the best. Yeah, the debut album showed the world that Blackstreet was. And yeah, so a lot of people are saying that the first album is the best album. We're quite kind of biased, really. If you were there at the time and it came out and you bought it, then your heart's in the first album. I guess there'll be quite a lot of Blackstreet fans that came in on the album after will have heard No Diggity and probably run out and bought it for No Diggity. Or the
Yeah.
other big ballad from the depends which era, like you say, you're coming at.
Yeah, and I think as a Teddy fan, anything he was doing, you're like, oh wow, goodness, and you're now in this new group. And I think at the end we'll speak, we'll find out from Lorena, if she what's her preference between the two albums, because you've now had a fair chance to now listen to both and judge.
Yeah.
Yes. What was your number 10, Lorena?
At number 10, I put Physical Thing. That comes
Wow.
in at number 10 for me.
Okay.
Nice track.
Okay.
Just a physical. Dun.
He
I mean,
loves this.
I
Is
wish
the
DJ was
little.
there because he'd have all the samples written down. You know, that piano riff is ripped off.
Yeah, yeah.
That.
Number 10 for me is I Want to Make Love, which I think maybe because it was at the end of the album, I listened to it just recently, well, as I was preparing for this, and I was listening, I said, oh, this is a really nice track. I love this track. But I think the issue was that there were so many other good songs that I didn't really, it didn't never stayed with me. It wasn't one of those songs that I listened to and I like, yeah, man, I can't wait to listen to that. So that's just, but it's a beautiful song, and it comes in at number 10. But it was, I think he just had too many good songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why it just makes number 10. Um,
So you've got want to make love at number 10, yeah?
At number 10, I think Lorena, you had it number 11 or 12.
At 12.
At number 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Benson says remembers this coming out. Oh wait, he's remember this album coming out just before A Lad's Hereditary. Spent 2 weeks playing it in the sun. The best album, no skips on the CD. And I think a lot of people might say that. There's a 5-minute full length version of Wanna Make Love. They made so many songs and a lot of them got leaked online as well.
I gotta look for that.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, what's number 9? Dio says Another Level remains his favorite.
I'll just give Benson's a big shout for the super chat, and I'll also do a shameless plug. Namdi's not here next Sunday, guys. Everyone who's watching. So we are going to keep the Sunday live stream. It's going to go over to my channel just for one Sunday evening. I've got Benson's on. We're going to review Suave's To The Max album. So there is a few slots available. I've got 3 slots. If anyone wants to join for a bit of fun, let me know. Maybe message me on IG. If you know the Suave album, you've got a burning desire to compile a top 10 for the Suave To The Max album. And we're gonna every now and again we're gonna start a little unsung New Jack Swing album review. Dig out some albums that Namdi will never want to bother with. We'll do a few. We're gonna do a few. So anyway, that's a little for next Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Anyway, let's get back to my number. What we on number 9?
Yeah.
Number 9.
Oh, I'm falling in love again. And I did it my way. Going to a bit of Frank Sinatra. No, that's the remix. That's the remix they never did. The Frank remix of Falling in Love Again. But yeah, again, fantastic record that. Text me a million miles away. I'm imagining myself in Las Vegas on a Friday night, you know,
falling in love,
walking through the casinos and seeing many ladies and just falling in love. You know what I mean?
You make all my dreams come true.
Yes.
When you told
Spending
me
all my money in the casinos and realizing they've taken my $120,000 and I've got no money left.
that you having my baby.
Yeah.
All right, Lorena, what's the number 9 for you?
Number 9 for me, I put Good Life. I really like that track. I found it was different than a lot of the other up-tempo tracks, but really good.
Okay.
Which track, sorry?
Good Life.
Good Life.
Oh, so you've got the Good Life in there as well.
Yeah.
Must have made a bit of an impression on you then.
Yeah, it did.
What do you like most? Is it the music or is it the song? What was it that grabbed you about that record?
I think first it was the music.
Yeah.
And then when I started to listen like over and over again to like put it in order, I just kept coming back to that track. So I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
This is an interesting comment. He says from in Sydney, the debut album made two of his friends R&B heads. I made Another Level was a step down from the debut,
Mm.
and yeah, some of us will agree with that. Yeah,
But is that a good thing or a bad thing though? How many sophomore albums didn't quite live up to the first? And really, should we be happy that we got another album? Because most of the time, when these R&B artists only did one album, we always go, "If only they'd made a second album." Well, look what happens when they do make a second album. We all go, "It's not as good as the first." Can't win, really, can you?
I think the
You
fact that
can't
the
really
second
win.
album so did better meant that it could introduce more people to the first album. I think if you come out with Another Level and then you do this album, well, no, I think if the Another Level was the first album and then this became the second album that had all these other songs, um, I think this one was felt like a non-stressed album, like they could just be free, do their stuff, and just enjoy themselves. I think when Another Level blew up, I think that's it affected the work of Finally. Let's get Janet and let's do a disco song, which was boyfriend girlfriend. It just yeah. So I don't know, but as I said, I appreciated that. All right, Lorena, what? Okay, was it Good Life?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you had um, "Falling in Love Again," which Dave Hollister was the lead singer on that. Um, I love the story. I love the simplicity of it. I think I'm falling in love yet. Ted. Beautiful track. Beautiful track. Um, but it had so many other songs and 20 songs and 15 songs with five interludes. But this could have. I don't think it could be higher because I love the other ones more. But beautiful track.
Which one you went for? Sorry,
The same as you, falling in love again.
I thought you've already picked that one at number.
No.
No,
No, haven't you already
no.
picked that?
Want to Make Love was number 10.
Oh,
Good
right.
Life
Oh,
was
yeah, I'm
11.
getting mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm falling in love with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was David Hollister. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We're getting to number 8.
Okay. Big shout to Mr. Bam Amp. Hey, thank you, sir. He bought me a coffee, you know.
Oh,
Bought me a
wow.
coffee. So thank you I really, really appreciate that. And you'll be the sponsor of my next vinyl search video, sir. Anyway, my number, what we on, number 8? It's a physical thing, baby. Diddle-diddle-diddle. That has grown on me so much over the years. That record, I really think that sounds really good now. That really has stood the test of time, that record.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's at number 8 though. Again, on another day, it could be number 1 on another day. It is one of my go-to tracks now, that record. Big shout to Dwayne. I don't know if we mentioned Dwayne.
Dwayne says my wife and I went on our first date the day the first Blackstreet album came out. Went to buy it right after the movie we saw. Wow.
Oh, I love that.
That is memories.
Wow.
That is memories. Dwayne is responsible for the interlude that I have on my that I use. He has if you ever see the 15-second intro,
wow.
Yeah, Dwayne did that. Yes. Okay, Lorena, what's number 8 for you?
Number 8, I really enjoy this song, and it has like a interpolation of Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is "Giving You All My Lovin'."
Giving you all. Which Earth, Wind, and Fire track is it now? I can't. I'm trying to get that on vinyl. That I've got it on CD, but I'm sure it's like a bonus.
Yeah, it's Brazilian something.
That's it. That's why I couldn't find it. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure it was on like an expanded version of the Spirit album. Someone in the comments correct me. Was it on that Spirit album as an expanded bonus edition? Because I'm like, I can't find this record. I want it on vinyl just for that sample. But that's a great record. What number did you have it on?
Number 8.
Shame on you.
What?
Yellow card. Yellow card for Lorena, please.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Feed and Run. I remember DJ Steve Edwards. Now there's a name I've not heard for many years. I feel like I'm in that part in Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, now there's a name I've not heard for many years. Darth Vader. Is it? So yeah, Steve Edwards. Sorry, Namdi, I'm just
No, that's fine. And the mate for me, this came out as a single. I think the challenge I had is Good Life came out as a single. The video was very rare. I didn't actually see the video until somebody posted on Facebook about during lockdown. So that's the first time I saw that. This single too, the no, I did see the video. That's the other one that I didn't see the video, and it's I Like the Way You Work. Big Bob was in the video, baby. But again, if you watch the video, it is very much copying sort of a West Coast kind of vibe. You know, the house party. It felt like they were almost emulating what was happening on the West Coast kind of vibe. Um, but yeah, definitely, yeah, lovely song. I love the rap. Was Butter in that one? Not a Butter. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Not a Butter did the rap. So I didn't realize Not a Butter was he's been around since the '80s with Rex and Effect. I just thought that he just came newly with this album. Um, Arkell said in an interview that he had a falling out with MCA, and they didn't keep him. They didn't let him appear on this album. But his brother is rapping on um, "Baby Be Mine" remix on the album. But yeah, I Like the Way You Work is at number 8.
You're doing all this name dropping tonight, Namdi. You still haven't interviewed Big Bub. Why have you not interviewed Big Bub, Namdi?
Well,
Why won't
yeah,
you come on halftime chat? Big
yeah.
Bub,
Well,
where are you, sir?
where are you? Where are you?
Where are
Yes.
you, sir? In the history of New Jack Swing, we need your story.
Okay. So number 7, and then also just as you know, I Like the Way You Work. LL Cool J was supposed to do the remix, and he started doing a remix, and he started saying, no diggity, no diggity, but they didn't put out his remix. But then Teddy then got that phrase and used it to do the no diggity song. But LL says he didn't get any sort of credit on that, but that's how that came about. So interesting folklore. All right, number 7, Stevie.
Number 7, the lyrics on this. I mean, back then, as a full testosterone male, still am, but as a full, horny male looking for ladies. But it's very explicit, this record, so got to be very careful. We're on YouTube Live. It says "make you wet." You figure out what that means. We won't go into it. But again, it's a very up-tempo New Jack hip hop soul track. But some of the lyrics now you're like, they're a bit cringe. They are a bit cringe to say. But you can't beat that production.
All night long.
But yeah, "Make You Wet" should be no surprise as a New Jack Swing fan. Is at number 7 for me, just because it's really up tempo. You can do the Running Man to that record. Get your baggy pants out.
Okay.
I don't know what to say. So you got to be very careful with that record because the lyrics really what to say.
Yeah. Okay, Lorena, what about you?
Number 7 for me is "I Like the Way You Work." That comes in at number 7.
I like the way you work. Yes. Okay. Did Nutter do an album? Yes, he. Well, I don't think Nutter Butter did an album. He did. Is it Freak Out? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not a great record. That
No,
looking back.
not a great record. Yes. At number 7 for me. Let me see. Let me see. I just had it here. Number 7 for me. Now, for those who weren't old enough to remember the 90s, what was very common is that our phones had answer machines on them, and most of us would record a voicemail on our answer machine and would play music in the background when we're recording that. And so this song was my voicemail. So if you call, in fact, my auntie called from England once when I was in, and I, at this time I was in 90 95. I was in Milwaukee by this time. So she called me from England. I said, Namdi, this your voicemail's too long. It's costing me money. Anyway, how you doing? And hung up. So it will start check it out. Physical thing was my voicemail, and I'll say, "Hey, this is Namdi. Do you want to leave a name and number?" And you hear, "I gotta do my thing," and yeah, if you can't leave a number, I'll call you back. No, baby, and I'll say, "Yeah, thank you." Check, and that was I used the intro as my it was, and I rocked it and rocked it. I was even thinking, can I re-record it now on my phone? I just wonder how people might think if they called today and hear me leaving a voicemail with the song at the back. Like, okay, this is weird. If you weren't from the 90s, you wouldn't understand it. But
Yeah, if you're
physical,
not from the 90s, but if
yeah,
you are, I think people would be like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
those days."
I remember doing that. Yeah, but so people would do videos about it. But I this was my ringtone, not ringtone. That was my answer machine physical thing. Check it out. And I use that part intro until they start singing as stuff. Um, I will try and do that on video to show you how it sounded like and post it. Okay, so that's number 7 for me. Stevie, what's number 6?
Number 6. Oh, that reminds me. At some point this week, I've got a bit of a special video dropping. One of my YouTube subscribers, I won't say the person's name, left me a message saying that they were in HMV Records on Friday in Manchester, hoping that they'd see me because I'm normally in there buying records on a Friday looking for new releases. But they didn't see me, but they bought me a mystery record and they've left it behind the counter. Now, I don't know what this record is, whether it's a record or a CD. So I'm going to go to HMV tomorrow, film it, and see what this person's left me. And he's told me that if I don't like it, I can exchange it for something else because there's a receipt in the bag. So we'll all anticipate this mystery record. I'll film it all, put it on YouTube just for a bit of fun. The mystery HMV record. So
It wouldn't surprise me.
thanks for you know you are done that, and I really, really, really appreciate you going out and buying me a record.
Yes.
Who
No,
does
that's
that?
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just- when I found out, I nearly shed a tear. I actually nearly shed a tear. But yeah, anyway, what number are we on? What
I
number?
think it's David Foster's greatest hit, so
It
that
could
would
be.
be.
It could be. You could have put a call in, Namdi. Get him that great David Foster's greatest hits.
Number 6.
Number 6. Oh my gosh, we've got a big one here. How dare I put this at number 6? For most of you, this should be in my top 5. In fact, I'm going to make an executive quick decision here and change it. I'm going to change it. I can't have that at number 6. So I'm going to put, because, yeah, I can see why now. You two have already mentioned it, and I think it should be. It's still a great record, but maybe it shouldn't be in the top 5. So I'm going to move it one place up. I'm going to go for "Wanna Make Love" at number 5. That's
number 6. We're down number 6.
No, number 6. Sorry, yeah, number 6. "Wanna Make Love." I've just made a quick. I made a quick decision there because there's no way I could put that big record at number 6. I can't. Okay. Too big.
Okay. Jake has said might have had a Motorola flip. I can't remember what phone I might have had in the 90s, but this was a home phone, Jake. So this was I was in college. I don't think no, I don't no, I don't think I had a mobile phone when I was in college. No, at university. So this was my ring, my 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 dorm room phone and stuff. But yes, how many times did you record? I think I got I knew the sound, like, okay, this is when it stops, this is when it finished, and I had my cool Barry White voice on it. So I'm tempted. I'm tempted to redo it. I'm tempted to redo it. I told Chauncey, and he found that funny, but that was my song. Anyway,
I
Lorena,
feel like you should do it.
I am going
I'm
to.
here
I'm try.
for it.
I'm gonna try and see if I can do it. I'm gonna try and do it. Anyway, Lorena, what's
But I also want to say it's true. It was done on home phones because I know on our house phone too, we had that as well. Like my older sister would record.
Are
So
you serious?
so I always think back. I'm like, I wonder what like doctor offices when they called all these houses and they heard all these different songs being played.
Thing, man. I don't. Yeah. Did it happen in the UK, Stevie?
Namdi, what phone did you have? Is this a landline with a thing or an actual
Yeah, yeah.
home?
It's a landline. Yeah, it was a
How did
landline.
you figure out how to do that?
No, no, no. Because
So you had an answering machine then?
the answer machine is on the phone. You know, it sounds so
But only,
outdated now.
only rich people could afford answering machines in the 90s. Now, I couldn't
I
afford an
No.
no,
answering
no,
machine
no,
in the
no, no. I
90s.
was in university, so everybody had everybody. So the
I've
phone
lived a
comes
poor
with the
life, mate. I'm sorry. I've lived a poor. I've been spending all my
yeah,
money on records.
yeah. No,
You
every
know, I've just
phone.
had no budget to buy an
Yeah, no.
answering
The answer
machine.
machines used to be on the phone, so it was part of the phone. So
All right, I see.
yeah, it was on the phone.
I had
Yeah,
a very basic. We had basic landline, mate.
yeah, yeah.
Basic landline.
Yeah, yeah. So it was on the phone and stuff, and yeah, and yeah, it was yeah. You had to do it, but that stayed for a long time. I don't even know why it stopped. Maybe when I graduated, and the song, yeah. Anyway, Lorena, go ahead. Number six.
Number 6 for me is I think both of you guys already said this song, "Falling in Love Again." That's
Mm,
what I have in number 6.
okay.
What a great record.
Really good.
I'm liking everyone's what they put in on their voicemails.
Hey, hey, hey by De La Soul. Yeah, that works. That definitely works.
I don't know.
You
Jake,
could put a Janae request line. That could go on there.
I don't know what this song is. PIB.
I don't know.
Not
That
sure.
might be an idea for a future podcast, Namdi. Your top 10 ringtone songs. What songs do your top 10 ringtones?
UK was behind the times. Of course, he is ahead of everything when it comes to ring phone voicemails and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Listen, my money was either going on the Blackstreet album or a Melvin. I couldn't afford I need records. It was taking all my money.
Yeah, goodness. Number six for me. I used to really love. I had a vision of what the music video could have been like, and I thought this would have been one of their classiest music videos. And it was a male version of En Vogue's "Giving Him Something He Can Feel," and it was "Happy Home." I mean, it is such an amazing song. Make me a happy home I can come running to. Make me a happy home I can come running to. You want my money, you want my time, you want all my things. You just and think about the lyrics of what we're listening to today, or what's happened in the 2000s, when how they're singing. But here's them singing about make me a happy home. I mean, what this is a very relationship stuff. Make me a place, I'll do all I can to support you. I mean, that's it's positive. So definitely was one of my favorite tracks at the time. And Chad Hugo from the Neptunes, when I interviewed Levi, he was saying that Chad used to come into, no, it was Mucho who said it. Chad used to come into the studio, bring in a trombone, or he played all the instruments. He would just bring in all these instruments. So if you hear him playing the saxophone on this song Happy Home, and he says, "Yeah, play Chad," and he's playing the saxophone, and like, no, that was the amazing thing about about what they did on this album and stuff. Yeah. Um, yeah. So that was my number 6. What's this Benson say? I had a girlfriend who had the Good Girls intro. We will get back to you. Okay.
That's good. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
It drove me mad. Oh, this is what he's saying. Pimp is push it back. Pump it back by Jodeci. What album was that on? Was that on the first album?
I don't think I know that song.
Have you heard it, Stevie?
Pump it back. Now, that's a good record. That it's about 6 minutes long though.
What was that on the debut album?
No, it's on the third album.
Okay.
And Devontae kind of changed his sound then as well. You can hear it on that record. That's a good
Okay.
record.
Oh, is that the one where after like 5 minutes
Wah,
it goes?
wah, wah. There's all these noise that go wah 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 in it.
Okay.
I don't know how he made them, but they're a great record. Great.
Okay, the third album. Yeah. Okay. All right, Stevie. What's number 5 for you?
4 out of my top 5 are all singles. There's one that wasn't a single, and it should have been a single. But yeah, I've moved this one up. So this was 6. It's now 5. You blow my mind. You blow my mind, baby. Sampling of it wasn't the Gap Band Outstanding. It was the other Gap Band track, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's the other Gap Band track? I've got it. I've got the album.
Outstanding.
No, it's the other. There's another track that sounded like Outstanding, exactly like it. Again, someone in the comments remind me of that Gap Band track. Dun, dun. No, it was. What was it? Oh, I'm sure it was that other Gap Band track.
Let me
go.
No, it was Outstanding. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Yeah.
So,
who sampled? I'm just on it, and it says it sampled Outstanding by the Gap Band. Yeah, You Blow My Mind contains samples of Outstanding by the Gap Band.
It's not. I found there was another track they did in '84 called that was it. I Found My Baby, which had the same groove as Outstanding.
Yeah, but it's
Outstanding.
But it's Outstanding, yeah.
Okay, fair enough then.
Who sampled? Yeah, is Outstanding.
Well, yeah, You Blow massive record at the time in '94. Big single. I wasn't a big fan of the remixes, I'll be honest, them Craig Mack mixes. There was a demo version that I know a lot of you have probably got with a completely different verse and rap on it. But yeah, You Blow My Mind. Awesome record.
Yeah. And they did a video for that one. But that wasn't very popular. I didn't notice it. I didn't know they had the video until I saw it on YouTube. It didn't get as much airplay, the video. Yeah, Lorena.
Number 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for number 5, I put another one that had Chad Hugo on it, and it was also a duet with Tammy Lucas that I love. Tonight's the Night.
Oh, another great record.
So that is my number 5.
What did you make of? Because they did a remix with SWV and Craig Mack. Did you see that?
I saw it, but I didn't get to listen to it. I didn't have any time.
So I wanted to see what your thoughts were when you compare that the two. Yeah. Okay.
Because there's on that maxi single, wasn't there another version which was basically album mix, but it just had SWV or was it Coco singing on it?
So in the US, I'm trying to remember. Did they? I don't think I remember betting the. They had an album. They had a re-recording of, and they replaced Tammy with Coco on the single, and then the video they did the different version with Craig Mack and SWV. Yeah, I mean, I think looking at the video, hey baby, I'm thinking of you tonight. It's a different song different song, and I can understand why they brought in SWV. It was a very good sort of stuff. But I think for some of us who were big Tammy Lucas fans and were really excited seeing her name on the single and loved the track, I think it was a disappointment, but I think this on reflection, I can understand why they went SWV because they were a bigger group, more established, and using them to push Blackstreet made sense at the time. Yeah. All right. So, oh goodness, just went off now. Number five for me is following Stevie. You blow my mind, baby. I'm so in love. Yes. Hey, I just want to be with you. I love the song. Um, just the whole vibe and everything. Did let me see. Heaven must have known you've been waiting so long, and I gotta tell you now that you got it going on. You, yeah, beautiful song. Love the vibe and everything. I don't. I think the video wasn't really that great. It was them standing in like a in a field or something like that. I think they really had to cut their budget back that time. But it's very hard to find a video. And yes, love the song though. All right, down to top four, Stevie.
Mr. Vamp Amp asks, which do you think was better, Do You Blow My Mind or Extreme to the Extreme, who did a cover version called Outstanding? It's a bit hard to say because To the Extreme actually made a full cover of Gap Band's Outstanding, whereas Blackstreet, used the music, but
Yeah,
some of the lyrics, but it wasn't an out and out cover. But I think they're both good versions. I've not played the 2D Extreme version for a long time. Going back to anyway, my number four. What did you have at number five, Lorena?
Number five, I had Tonight's the Night.
Right, so I've got it number four.
Oh wow.
And that a lot of that track is based on a record by Mr. Isaac Hayes from 1979. And the track from his album Don't Let Go, YouTube A Few More Kisses to Go. Because it's basically Tonight This Tonight. It's just all that music is basically Isaac Hayes. But saying that, I think Tammy Lucas is outstanding on it. I think, she steals the show on that record, doesn't she?
Yeah,
she really does. And again, it still sounds great, that record. I like the version with SWV on. And I thought, the remixes with Craig, give it a bit of an extra oomph as like like an early doors club kind of play. Very early doors, though. Yeah, great package, that remix package. And in at number four, thank you, please.
Yeah, so they said the Tonight's the Night sampled a few more kisses to go by Isaac Hayes and Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, probably sampled that as well.
Yeah.
Summer Madness.
Yeah. All right. Lorena, what did you have for number four?
Number four, well, I guess I'm going to piggyback off of you, Namdi, because you had it at number five, which is You Blow My Mind. So that comes in at number four for me.
Okay.
This is actually one of the songs that I did recognize. So I do remember listening to it before. So I didn't know the song, but I feel like even after all this time, like it's still a really good track.
Yeah. I think Jiz says, imagine if somebody else had sang the first verse instead of Teddy. Girl, your brain is just growing my mind. Then Dave comes in, Dave Hollister. Yeah, so it could have been a stronger song if he'd had Levi or somebody else singing. Then, but Teddy sang it. He sang it. Yeah. Nate said that Tonight's the Night definitely in the top 10, my top 10 for this album. Number four for me is Tonight's the Night, Tonight's the Night, me and you. I think it's hard because I listened to the album version first and I'm like, oh man, look at Tammy. Oh man, understanding is what I'm like, whoa, Tammy's back. Whoa, we've never really heard because Tammy has always been featured. Apart from when she did "Is It Good to You," when she had the video, then she's if you got the Future album, you see Tammy's name all over it. On the debut Guy album, you didn't realize Tammy was singing on "Goodbye Love" and all that stuff, but no problem. You've seen her in Cutie and everything, and now she's on this single. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for the video. And you hear that they're gonna do a Tonight video, and it's SWV, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'll be honest, at the time, I hated the remix. I just like, what's like, where's Tammy? Where's the, and even the album version, they stripped her voice and put in Coco, and I was like, well, this is rubbish. I think now, as I said, listening and looking, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate what they did with SWV, different song, but then I wish they had also just kept the original one and given Tammy her flowers,
Yeah.
and because she was just so soulful, she wrote the lyrics, so why can't she sing the song and stuff? And then with the Neptunes as well. So tonight's the night. That's my number 4.
Very good. Gosh, we're out at number 3 already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name me some of these US baddie girl rappers that are around, female rappers that are around at the moment. We've got Glorilla,
Gorilla,
Young
Megan
Miami.
Stallion,
Who?
Megan the Stallion,
Megan the Stallion. Got Young Miami. Who else we got? Cardi
Sadie.
B. Yeah. Now imagine saying to them ladies, before I let you go, get a good night kiss, baby. They'd be like, you got no. Imagine saying what to Young Miami. Can I get a good night kiss, baby? They'd be like, what? Man, I want a tattoo first. You give me my money first. You gotta shake that ish. Shake that ish. They want the money first before you get a good night. I mean, back in the 90s, guys, you remember your lady would give you a good night kiss before you let her go. But not now. Not now, folks. You've got to get the money to get the honey. Anyway, jokes aside, before I let you go, again, fantastic record is at number 3. Sorry, Flo, I can't. You know what I'm like. I can't be serious after that. Can I? You know what's going on now.
Before I let you get number 3, okay.
Shout out to Marco, who's with us tonight. Who else is here they've not mentioned? Dre's here tonight. Who else is here? Nate is here. If anybody I've not mentioned, we'll give you a shout. Don't worry. Drop a comment.
Lorena, what is number 3 for you?
Number 3, I actually watched the video for this, and I actually like that version of it than the one on the album, because the one on the album has like a rap verse in it, and I just feel like it threw it off a little bit. But it's a Baby Be Mine.
Ooh, I'm surprised you got it that high.
Yeah, wow. I feel like it's a really good song, and honestly,
you even like the rap, wasn't it too aggressive for you?
Yeah, it threw off the song, so I like the video version better, but it also just reminded me of a Guy track also.
Fair enough, yeah.
It reminded you of a what?
Guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was
the beat, and it does. It's got it has like a heavy New Jack Guy feel to it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the song reminded you of a guy.
Oh no, the guy.
Okay. I'm like, okay, wow, okay.
No.
Okay. I was like, oh, guy. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like,
keeping it
I kept quiet, like, wow, okay, Lorena's getting real today, but that's just cool. Like, just cool. Okay.
No.
Okay. I seen somewhere they said there was a phrase that says dinosaurs eat kids dinosaurs eat kids, and I think it says then they put dinosaurs, kids eat free or something like that. So if you don't have the apostrophe, it can change the whole setup. So when you said it reminded me of a guy track, I just said it reminded me of a guy's track. And so yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I think the CB4 version is much different and much better. That's the video. So the video you saw was the one for the soundtrack. And then when they did decide to do the group, they then re-recorded it. And I think that version on the album came in at Um, Number 14 for me. That's how much I didn't really like the album version of it at all. But at number four, instead, no, no, not number four, number three, I don't know why this was not given its shine. I think this could have been an amazing single. And I think there's something about this song that became part of Teddy's production sound when he did stuff like the Take Me There and other stuff. There's something about that on this. But giving you all my loving, 60% of me, giving you all. And then they had Markel doing his rap at the end. Take what I want to do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That means I love you.
Imagine if we said
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
to Chat GPT, we uploaded a file of Namdi singing and said, Chat GPT, can you do something with Namdi's voice, please? Can you just do, auto tune it or make it sound I wonder what it'd spit out for us.
Yeah, it will be
That'd be
doing
amazing.
dilly 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 dum dilly dilly dilly
Yeah,
dilly.
that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
But giving you all my love, which I don't know why they put this as a bonus single because it meant that not everyone got to listen to it. But and it was track number 20, so you've got to
Crazy.
wave through so many songs before you get to it, and you may get some exhaustion and but beautiful song. Probably could have done a single,
Mhm.
nice little summer video and stuff like that. But yes, that's number. So top three. So number two, Stevie.
Number 2 is the track that old Michael Jackson didn't want to do. So it ended up on Blackstreet, and we never got Michael's version, which probably would have blown everybody away and been a number one at the time. Um, I mean, this is a number one record in an R&B chart. Even on pop, it should have really been that big. But you know which track I'm talking about? Is Joy. I mean, it is. I suppose arguably, it probably is the best track on this album, hands down the best track. Should be my number one, but it isn't. But it is. It's the best. We know it's the best track on the album. The
Okay.
best song. It's the best song by a mile, anyway. The
Okay.
vocals really good. Everything. It's just perfection in it. I can't fault anything about it really.
Okay. Apart from making it your number one.
Yeah.
Lorena, what's number two for you?
Number two, I think this would be the most popular song off the album. This is a song, of course, that I knew from before because everybody was playing it. And so it's Before I Let You Go.
Oh.
That is number two.
What did you make of it when you first heard it?
Well, I heard this a long time ago, so I like the song. I just didn't realize what was being said because I was so young. But listening to it now that I'm older, I think it's like a really sweet song. Like I like it. I think
Okay.
it aged well. Like I feel like this still plays. Like a lot of people still play this song. A lot of DJs play it as well. So yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Okay. Number two for me, goodness. Always a tough one here. Always a tough one here. I still remember that when it first came out, I didn't think too much of it. Um, and it definitely grew on me because it wasn't the second single or third single, or it could have been the fourth single. And I think the video version is different than the album version. And um, and then I got intrigued. I said, what if Michael actually recorded this particular song himself? How much different would it make? But this is a song that Tammy Lucas co-wrote with Teddy and Michael, and it's Joy. And you know, they got they Teddy used to use this guy. I think his name is Jerry. I can't remember his name. The guy who does conduct. He had an orchestra, and he uses him quite a bit. But it feels like a proper record, um, not just a put together type of like R&B album filler. This felt like a proper record, And for Levi, he always felt that this was his song. You know, when a group have hit records, and the person who sang the lead in there, that's their that's their pension, because they can always go sing that song. And of course the idea is always to have so many of these kind of big songs. But that was Levi's song, so he everywhere he goes he can just sing Joy. And you know, and no one can sing it. Well, Mark Middleton has sang it, but Levi is the man. So at number 2 is Joy.
Ooh, number 2 for you as well. Wow.
Yes. So do you want to Stevie, go from number? Well, do you want to start any honorable mentions as you go from 12 to 1?
I'll just read my top 15 out, obviously.
Okay.
I got Hey Love, Keep It Real at number 15. Number 14,
Okay.
I had Love's in Need. Number 13, I had Good Life. Number 12, I had Booty Call. Number 11, Baby Be Mine. Number 10, I Like the Way You Work. Number 9, Falling in Love Again. Number 8, Physical Thing. Number 7, Make You Wet. Number 6, You Blow My Mind. Number 5, Wanna Make Love. Number 4, Tonight's the Night. Number 3, I had Young Miami, Before I Let You Go. Will you give me a good night kiss, baby? Number 2, I had Joy. And number 1, it's always been probably my favourite cut on the album. Hearing it a lot on radio and in the clubs. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba. Giving you all my love. Sing it with a bit of passion, Namdi. Giving you all my love. That's always
They're asking for a duet.
Yeah, that's always been my favourite track on the album. Always been incredible. Why it was never a single, I'll never know. And I need that Earth and Wind and Fire track on vinyl now.
Well, the fact that they put it as a bonus single, almost like if you had the vinyl or the tape, you're not going to get it, is a travesty.
And the next time we kind of heard that sound was on the Menavision album. You know, Menavision had that kind of swing, late 90s, well, 97 swing R&B sound, but giving you all my love. Oh, immense. Oh, what a great track.
Lorena.
And Lorena did. What number did you have it at, Lorena?
Which one?
Giving you all my loving.
I had it at number 8.
Oh no, no, Lorena, no! You need to go home and do some homework. I'll give you some homework to do to correct your mistake.
You know,
go back and do it again.
When I prepared for this, I put them on. I listened to the whole album, then I put them on a playlist, and I moved them around. And for a good 2 days, that was number 1. But then, as we came into the final week, it shifted and moved down 2 places. But Lorena, what is your? You can go 15 to 1.
Oh, I didn't put 15. I did the 12.
So that's fine.
Yeah. So 12, I Want to Make Love. 11, Booty Call. 10, Physical Thing. 9, Good Life. 8, Giving You All My Loving. 7, I Like the Way You Work. 6, Falling in Love Again. 5, Tonight. 4, You Blow My Mind. 3, Baby Be Mine. I like the CB4 version. Just putting that out there. Number 2, Before I Let You Go. And number 1 is a song I also knew before listening to the whole album. It's one of my favorite songs from Blackstreet, and that is Joy at number 1.
Wow. We can't really argue with that. Can't argue with
that. Okay. Could you imagine Michael singing that? Because he co-wrote it. He was supposed to be on the Dangerous album.
Yeah, no, I could see Michael singing it. And actually somebody put in the chat, I don't know who it is because I can't find it right now, but they said that I guess maybe there's like a demo that Michael Jackson did of the song.
I don't know, because Levi said that when Michael recorded, the version that he had was a very more of an up-tempo version. She's giving me joy, joy, joy. It was more like a dance, joy. It was supposed to be more of a dance. And then when they got the song, Levi then said, well, let's slow it down. And he played a piano after the guitar, and they brought it into the version that they have there. So I wondered if people would just, because there's so many AIs that would get the song and say create a song with Michael Jackson singing Joy and say this is it. But Levi said that it was a lot more up tempo and stuff compared to the version they had. Okay.
But I'm such a Michael fan, so I think either or. Like I would want to hear it either way if he recorded it the version that we hear today, or if it was different, it was more up tempo. I would be curious to see how it sounded. But I think either way,
Yeah.
it would be good.
I think the song that he probably should have kept was Someone Put Your Hand Out, which was recorded for the Dangerous album and should have been on there as well. But
That'd
anyway,
have been an amazing addition, that record.
yeah, would you imagine if he kept Joy and then he got rid of what was this song? Okay, anyway, Heal the World and yeah. Anyway, number 15 for me. I didn't do the interludes. They had some really good interludes. Benson's and Michael Jackson expert is saying the demo on YouTube is not Michael singing; it's an impersonator.
What? These Michael Jackson impersonators? There's actually Michael Jackson impersonators out there. Wow.
Anyway, at number 15, "Make You Wet." I actually didn't like the song. In fact, I kept it at number 15 as I couldn't go any lower. I've just never liked the track, so I'd skip it and stuff. 14 was "Baby Be Mine," so it's also a song like, yeah, I prefer the original, and so if the original was there, I would have rated it higher. Um, 13, "Booty Call." Love the remix versions compared to the album version, and at that's number 13. Then number 12 was "Love's a Need." 11 is Good Life." 10 is "Wanna Make Love." Number 9 is "Falling in Love Again." Number 8, "I Like the Way You Work." 7 is "Physical Thing." 6 is "Happy Home." 5 is "You Blow My Mind." Number 4 is "Tonight's the Night." Number 3 is "Giving You All My Loving." Number 2 is "Joy." And "Before I Let You Go," man, that's a signature song right there. I mean, they had Omar Epps, and they had the girl from Coming to America in the video. They had the guys like on a singing on the street corner. Such a classy video. Yes, the and it was such a beautiful track that really made an impact. Very long title. They could have called the song "Before I Let You Go," but they wanted the whole full thing. Is before okay. Some places is "Before I Let You Go," and some places "Can I Get a Kiss Tonight." Um, but I think that was just such a classic track, and I did want people to decide. I mean, if you both were to vote, "Let's Chill" and "Before I Let You Go," which would you prefer?
Ooh.
Wow. I
That's
think
a
I
good
would
one.
go with that. It's hard, but I think I would go with "Let's Chill." I think.
Oh.
Let's chill. I like the video to Let's Chill. I really love that video.
Yeah.
The bit
But
where that girl gets a dress caught in the door in the hotel. I like that scene in it.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's always stuck with me that scene in the scene.
Oh yeah, when and Aaron's he say, "Yeah, let me help you out," and his girl shows up at the
Yeah, it's
time
just
and
a
stuff.
nice bit of a nice scene. You know what I mean? It's just romantic, bombastic scene in the movie in the video.
Okay.
And when they're all sat in that, they're sat in that like big room, which looks like I don't know what kind of room, but I just like it feels like it was set in autumn as well. It's just got a nice look to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you prefer "Let's Chill" to "Before I Let You Go"?
Only just.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
how do you rate this album both out of 10?
Lorena.
This is a very strong album. I would say 9.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 9.9 and a half for me.
Oh, come on, guys. It's a 10. It's a 10 every day.
I
What's wrong
said
with you?
it's no. If he had taken off,
Even
make it.
Scrooge is giving out more gifts at the moment at Christmas
If
Eve.
Make You Wet wasn't on it, that's the only track that I do skip. If it wasn't on it, it would have been a
Which
10 out of 10.
which track do you skip?
Make You Wet.
Well, the only track I skip is that one you mentioned that sounded like David Foster.
Which one is that?
Happy Home. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Uh,
Oh my
no.
god. Da-na-na-na-na.
You see,
Da-na-na-na-na. Oh, nowadays,
beautiful
please.
song. Oh, see, Dark Child. So this is Ronnie Dark Child. Blackstreet Davis is better production and another level, and was better songwriting. I completely agree. It
Wow.
sounds so much different, so much better, and yeah, sonically, it felt. When you listen, as Rodney was saying, it sounded like it was real musicians in the studio. And what I didn't like about Another Level, it just felt programmed, and so I don't warm to it as much. But yes, no humble opinion. I mean, Dark Child definitely. So yes, I mean, Lorena, you've listened to both albums.
mhm. I did. So like at first when we did Another Level, like that's the album that I was introduced to Blackstreet on. So that album, I remember it. I remember my friends listening to it in school and stuff like that, making up dances to different songs. But listening to this album, I do now prefer this album. I really,
Oh,
yeah. So this has
Wow. Wow.
replaced
Revelation there.
Another Level for me.
A revelation
okay,
there.
okay. You prefer this one.
Yeah, I do. Cause I know you and VJ were like, "You're gonna like this album, you have to listen to it." Like, you guys are, like, diehard fans, so I was like, "Okay, I gotta listen to this album." But I was so used to Another Level, but I was like, "No, this album's really good." So,
Yeah. It
thank you
just
for
sound
that.
it just sound, when I listen to this album, I listen to the Bobby album. I feel like because they recorded around the same time, it feels just sounds so much richer and stuff. Um but I think, yeah, I think Another Level had the hits and brought new fans to Blackstreet. But I think for me, there's something just about the innocence about this album. And so, I never used to get people who used to love bands that they're not big major bands, um, and they weren't big major bands, and instead they just like, yeah, this is just for us. I think this debut album is for people who love Teddy's first stuff, and yeah, and appreciate the songs. So Rodney was saying the debut album felt like it was sonically compatible to Teddy's production on the Bobby album. That's the way that's the way love goes on it. So you can see. I mean, I guess they were all recording just around the same time. Um, yeah, that's why I said, if I was to give you guys my top five albums, it is the Keep Swear Make It Last Forever Bobby album, then it's the Blackstreet album. I think, yeah, I don't know what comes in. I think those are the top three actually, and it's just the production wise and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yes. Um, you went with Joy. Was it a song that you said you'd heard before it first came out?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Guys, I was 7. I don't know when I heard it exactly. But I do remember that song and it really like capturing my attention and I just really love the song. So even listening to it now, I was gonna put like Before I Let You Go because that's such a big song, but Joy always gets me. So I always go back to that track and it is one of my favorite Blackstreet songs.
Okay, yes, had to be because Joseph Stroser was a big part of the Bobby project. I mean, for those who didn't know, so Lorena said that she preferred the original "Baby Be Mine," and that was Joseph Stone Street. And the way he is the I mean, there was Joseph Stone Street, there was Diesel, and there was Big Bub and Aaron Hall. major New Jack powerhouses and vocals. And when I've asked people like Tammy and Levi and Sprague, out of all of those four that I mentioned, who do they think had with best vocally? And they all would say Stone Street on his day. Remember Tisha Covington, Stevie? Remember what she said about him?
Oh yeah. She did a duet with him, didn't she?
Yes, and she was yeah. And Stone Street could, I think, "Want to Make Love." He ad-libbed it. That was not he ad-libbed as he was just singing in the studio and just went, and then they recorded it. That was how good he was. But
My bad, guys. Sorry.
oh, what happened?
Oh no, I'm responding to a comment.
Oh, no. But that's how good he was. But as I said, he sadly had his demons, and that meant that they had to re-record the songs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely a beautiful album. Make You Wet. If it was not on it, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But still loved it. If it would have been great. I'm glad Rodney enjoyed. I mean, tuned in and he gave his impression as well. You know, if he wanted to come on to give us any
We're
updates
glad
on
you're all, everybody's here tonight with us. We're glad you're
Yeah.
all here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really.
Yes. Anyway, so Stevie, you have deep dive on Thursday with VJ. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. We're in the process of setting up Thursday night's one,
Okay.
of getting a guest in, but we've definitely got a Sunday night, next Sunday night, 8:30, the Suave to the Max album review with
Okay.
Benzins. He's going to be joining me. And like I said, I've got a few other slots if anyone wants to come on and join that podcast. If you know that album, if you got any love for it, you can, we'll get into it.
And Lorena on Total R&B. Who should? Oh, let's just say hello to our special guest here.
Oh, join me.
Hey, Rodney, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. What did you make? Were you around when they did the album?
So funny. I came around. You may not know that there was a video to. There was a video to the what's the song with the pool table in the beginning, hitting the balls on the first album. You hear the
Booty Call.
No. It was another one. It had like a West Coast lead synth sound.
Oh, is that Good Life?
Good Life.
Good Life.
Good Life. Yeah.
So I don't know if the video ever came out to that, but if you look,
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but it's very rare. Yeah.
I'm in that video.
Oh wow.
I'm in that video. And I came around, and when I first went to Teddy's studio, Blackstreet was working on that album. So I remember leaving. I actually remember. I don't know if it was Sprague or Mucho. I can't remember who it was, but I remember having a cassette of the work in progress. And if you listen to, if there was a different, so I'm trying to think of the song that had if I had the titles in front of me, let me put the titles in front of me, then I'll know. There was different production. I'm going to give you a quick one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because I can remember, I can actually remember, and I actually talked to Teddy about this, like why you didn't go with the original production to some of the stuff to me was even better when they first did it. So for example, the song Physical Thing. So Physical Thing, you hear like they use the Edo G Bulldog sample. The same sample the intro used on Let Me Be the One.
Oh. Okay.
So you can confirm this with Sprague, anybody, because I remember. And they used a sample. And I don't know if they couldn't clear it or if it was too much, but it feels like Teddy might have played it over versus using the sample.
Wow. Okay.
And the beat is a little bit different from the original. I preferred the original when I first heard it.
Wow.
It felt more soulful. Baby Be Mine, as you know, the production is the mix and the production is slightly different from when Joe Stone Street sang it.
Yeah.
If you listen to it, you can hear the definitely difference in the mix and the drums and all of that. Um, let's see what else I heard. Oh, Make You Wet was different.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
like this one. How was that one?
yeah. I felt like the groove was more interesting on the original.
Okay.
It felt to me like, and I don't know this factually, but just it felt to me like it could have been a Michael Jackson track that didn't make it on
Mm,
Dangerous, or let's go that in that direction. Because
wow.
if you listen to Make You Wet with the hits and all of that, there's a song that wasn't a single on Michael. I think it's called "Can't Let You Go" or something like I can't let her get away.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
it, it gives somewhat of that type of feeling
Okay.
musically and sonically in
I've
direction with the
heard that
hits and all.
version. I have heard that version.
Yeah, so
Does
you
you're
know what I'm
right.
talking
Does.
about, right, Stevie? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting that a lot of things may have changed throughout the process, but I will say this. Um, because I also knew Joe Stone Street.
Yeah.
So he was from Philly, and so Street was a big part of, like, even if you listen to if you look was it Make Me a Happy Home? The
Yeah.
version that I heard of Happy Home was Street, Joe Stone
Oh,
Street.
wow.
Yeah. So it was interesting, like hearing some of those first songs. The first songs that I heard from Blackstreet was Streets as a lead vocals, Joe Stone Street as a lead vocals.
Wow.
Um, and to see that change. But I felt like for me, walking into that room, I felt like a lot of it sonically was very much compatible to that Bobby album. And
Yeah.
Joe Stone Street, as you know, did a lot of backgrounds on that Bobby and melodies and all that. So I felt like it was like the way Teddy operated. He operated from a zone standpoint, right? So Teddy's unique is like he can go in and do 10 tracks a day, right? He can go in the studio and he could just vibe and just keep going and just keep going. And again, I don't know this factually, but for when I listen to it, it feels like a timestamp for me. So it feels like whatever he was doing with Bobby, whatever he was coming off of Michael, remember it's all of that
Yeah.
into this. All of this feels like a timestamp of a period to me.
Mm.
And then one day he woke up or he was in his car, wherever he was like, okay, now I got to try something else. And then another level took a different shape sonically, right? So what did that say for me? That says to me new samples, right? Because if you listen to the drums, let's just do a drum breakdown real quick. If you listen to the drums on this album, on the debut album,
Yeah.
and you listen to the drums on the Bobby album, you listen to the drums on some of the remixes that Teddy was doing in that time frame, like Mary J. Blige
SWV,
and
yeah.
human nature, all of that, right? You can hear that there was a lot of the similarity in drum percussion loops and snares and kicks was all, but then when you got to another level, it flipped.
Mm.
Like it became dry sounding, real tight sounding. The remix with ODB, fix it. You
Yeah.
hear like you start to hear the shape of his sound starting to change,
Mm.
and what that tells me is like, they throw out all the old stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go sample some new stuff. Let's get some new drums in here. Let's get some new sounds in here. I know he had Gerald Hayward coming, um, playing drums like live and sampling live kit stuff.
Mm.
That's where you get like the sound of the guy. Remember the guy reunion song that came out for the
Yeah.
soundtrack?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's where you
Tell
get
me
that.
what you want.
Tell me
T-
what you. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
The other one. The next one. The next one. I'm sorry. Not tell me what you want.
you mean not dancing?
Dancing. So you
Okay.
listen to the drums on Dancing, and you hear that's just a live drummer, and he just sampled and tightened it up or whatever. So
Mm.
it just tells me like he was moving in a different direction, like sonically,
Wow.
right? Now, me as a songwriter, I just I think the most brilliant song on the debut album, the most brilliant two songs is "Before I Let You Go" and "Joy."
Wow.
Joy, I actually sang Joy at my wedding song. My wife's name is Joy, so she I used to sing that to her all the time.
Oh, I love
But
that.
I can't sing it all. But before I let you go, before I let you go, enjoy. I preferably like the remix version of Joy with the orchestra.
Oh yeah,
With
yeah. I think
yeah,
that was
you
a
know,
video version as well or something.
I love that. But I think the songwriting on the next project was just a tad bit better, in my opinion.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's because maybe Spanky got more involved from Men and Vision.
Mm.
I would have to do it. I would have to do a deep dive, but I was around it, so I remember like seeing different people coming in and out. But I just think that on the second album, like the one with the bum 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 bum, bum the one they use
Don't
that,
leave.
it's just a better song, right? It's
Yeah.
just it just feels like
Don't leave
I
me.
feel
Yeah.
like when I'm walking, I feel like if I'm going somewhere right now, I would hear that song first before any song from the first album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't leave me. I think that crossed over as well as No Diggity.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like the songwriting to me was just a little bit like elevated.
Yeah.
Like
Um, was this not the time? Because when Men of Vision, when they were doing Do Things and stuff, because that was when you were there. Was that album just before Another Level or after Another Level? Because I
it's
know you
funny.
were.
It's funny. I didn't work with I didn't work on. I worked with. I was in the studio when Teddy was doing "Tell Me What You Want." When he was doing that, "Tell Me What You Want, Baby" for Guy.
Yeah.
I was in the studio when they were doing that. He was in the Hit Factory in New York recording that, and he had me in another room working on physical. I'm sorry, whatever song
Do
I did
Things
on.
or thing.
No, not Do Things. The other one on Men of Vision. The first song I ever did with Men of Vision.
Um,
Um, it's on their album though. It was
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instant love.
Instant
Instant
Love.
Love.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
he had me working on that upstairs while he was doing the Guy song downstairs at the same in the same session, same day.
Who was in the studio with Guy at the time? Was all three of them there? This is what you're talking about. Tell me
Yeah,
what you like.
yeah. Aaron, Damien.
Because
It
they'd
was a
never
big.
ever spoke about that record
I
ever.
know it was. I was there. I was literally there when they were doing. Andre Harrell was in
Wow.
the room. Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty interesting. And the funny thing is, Teddy, he had the whole studio kind of working on like one half of the studio was working on Men of Visions finishing their album, and he was finishing the single for Guy, and he was working on a tour. So he had all the musicians in the A room working on the Blackstreet tour, the
Oh.
Blackstreet tour. So they were doing all three things at once. And by the way, he was also in New York working on trying to do music for Michael for that never happened. That would have been on I believe the
History.
History album.
Yeah,
The History
history.
album.
That's a
Ah.
But
lot
it
of
never
work. It's a lot of work.
yeah. All of that happened at the Hit Factory. I was with him in New York.
So I remember you mentioned that you guys were in Virginia, and he says you guys all went down, and he told you
That's it.
about we're going to work on Michael
That
and
was that week. That was that week. And it
wow,
wasn't, I feel like, yeah, I mean, he was working on Michael, Minute Vision, Blackstreet Tour, and the Guy song. Yeah,
wow.
it was intense. But yeah.
But for yourself though, how was Joseph Stones? Because most of us, as I said, Levi said about he vocally and Sprague said vocally, but knowing, seeing him, how would you rate how he was vocally and would.
I love all those guys, don't get me wrong. But Joe Stone Street was the one.
Wow.
Was the one.
Wow.
Was the one. Ask anybody. Was the one. Ask anybody. Ask Teddy. Ask all of those guys. And Del Mucho, Sprague, ask anybody. Joe Stone Street. Joe Stone Street just had bad habits.
Yeah.
And because of his bad habits, he couldn't shake. It just never panned out for him musically.
Wow.
But he was a beast. I mean, this guy was different. This guy had he had a little bit of everybody wrapped into him at one, like Stevie, Charlie, Aaron, all of them in one. Like he had all of that in one.
My goodness. Yeah,
yeah, he was I would love if somebody could find like all of those demos and all the songs that we're talking about that he sang so you can hear him.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Benson asked this question. Ronnie, please talk about Rampage demo with Michael. Who's Rampage?
Oh man. I know what I get torn sometimes because I go back and I listen the demos and different things. I recently listened to. I was recently. It's funny. I recently like was listening to a conversation, a phone conversation that Michael and I had, and I was playing a song a track I did with Privacy. I had just finished it. And I was playing it for him over the phone. His first hearing was over the phone, and I was in and just hearing his excitement and all that. And it's funny, we were talking about Blackstreet. Blackstreet had just came out with the song with Janet and Ja Rule. And
Oh,
so
boyfriend,
Michael and I,
girlfriend.
Yeah.
so Michael and I were talking about that, and we're talking about the song we're trying to get Busta Rhymes on Privacy, like all this stuff on this conversation. And it's funny because Michael said on this conversation, he said, "You're killing it." He said something like, "You're killing it. Keep going. You're on a rampage." And I believe now that I heard that conversation, the Rampage song that we worked on came from me hearing him say that.
Oh.
I probably knowing me, I don't know this again. I don't like to say something that's not factual, but so I can't say it factually, but I believe in my heart of hearts, hearing him say that, I probably took a mental note because Michael loved one word titles. And I probably took a mental note and was like, I probably said Rampage and wrote that down real quick after the phone call. And it was like, yo, we got to do a song called Rampage. And like, what I'll say I was torn about was, as most people know, I think this might be the 25th anniversary of Invincible coming soon. So I've been like kind of torn, like, do I want to, do like a deep dive on some of the music that was created and also talk about some of the unreleased music that we were working on for some of the demo stuff that we were working on in that time frame. Because I did tease the Rampage intro on my Instagram one time, like I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. That's probably this person's talking about it. Well, that was it. Like I didn't play any of it, but everybody's been asking me to like play more of it. Like,
I mean, if you could go back and do that album again,
what would I do?
yeah,
What would I do differently?
yeah. If knowing what you know now, if Michael called you up and says, "Okay, Rodney, we're going to do Invincible," knowing what would have been the direction you take with him?
I mean, it's hard to say because you really don't know. I think for me, it's like having availability. You know what I mean? I always wonder, like, I'll go back and I'll look at like old footage and old interviews and different things, right? And I'm like, man, like I worked with Michael a lot, but what if I worked with him more?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so like when I look at like what we worked on together and what we never had a chance to finish. Cause like we did phases, right? And I remember like I played a bunch of demos for Michael, and then he's like, I want this, start recording. But I remember at the end, I came in and played some stuff that I thought was better than everything that I had did. And he was like, it's too late, Rodney. We're done. We're done. We're done. We gotta stop. We gotta turn this in. We're done. And I go back and I'm like, man, like if it would have been another year, which would have been a long time, right?
Yeah.
But if it would have been another, then what could have really came out of that? Another thing, like, I felt like, you're not who you are when when you're 40, you're not who you are when you're 21 and 22, 23, right? Like, I would believe that, again, I don't know this factually, but I would believe like Michael in the studio at 21 probably was like in the studio every single day.
Yeah.
Just recording and recording. We were recording in spurts. So like he might come in for a week and then he might be in Paris for a month. You know what I mean? We're still working, but that's the process was a lot it was a lot different than I believe it would have been when he's working on Off the Wall or Thriller. Like I believe like he's just like he's not moving out. He's like in the room, whether he's there with Quincy or not, he's like in the studio every single day till he gets done. And I just think as you get older and get more successful, more people are calling for you. I gotta go do this over here, go make this $1 million over here, go do this and make this million over here. And everybody's pulling at you. So we have to kind of like that's why I was able to do Full Moon at the same time. So I had to kind of shift a little bit and be like, okay, well, while you're finishing some things up with, let's say, Diane Warren or Teddy, whoever it is, I gotta
Mm.
still do my thing over here and let me start working with Brandy on Full Moon. So that's the only thing I think if we had to do if it would have been differently, just like man, if I could have had like what would have been if it was just a consistent every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where it's like when you hear the stories like, yo, we recorded 100 records, like that type of work. You know what I mean? I believe that, in his younger years, 20, he probably was doing that. He probably was like, mom, at Havenhurst and Westlake, he probably was just like a machine nonstop.
Yeah, but when you think about working with Whitney, or when you did with Mary or Tony and or Destiny Child, I felt like you had you controlled how the sound. In Invincible, it was it leaning towards what Michael wanted because
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that would have made a major difference. Like there was definitely times where I encouraged like, nah, you gotta, and Michael was definitely like in his mi- frame of mind of what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like there was stuff that I still feel like, to this day, demos and things that I thought was way better than what we did, in my
Mm,
opinion. You know what I mean? Just because when I go back and listen to something, I'm like, man, that was killing that song. Like, why, you know what I mean? Why he didn't do that one? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
crazy stuff. But I think like yeah, I just think that, it was also, it was a little different. Like when I was working on those names you mentioned, like I was just telling my son this the other day. I was like, we didn't have time to like try to figure things out, right? You get the call and it's like, hey, we need a single for Whitney. We need a single for Destiny's Child. We need a single for Jennifer. We need a single for Tony Brack. It wasn't like, oh, we're doing a whole album and we're doing five,
Yeah.
six, 7 songs. It was like, no, we just need a single. And we going. So our mindset is like, we got to come in and go like this right out the park. Where the Michael thing was a process over 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was over 2.5 years. Because remember, I started that Michael album. I was the first person to go in the studio with him to start that project.
Did you ask him how come he didn't go back to Jimmy and Terry or Teddy when he called, or is that how things are? It's just like, well, he called me, I'm just going to go with it and not ask questions.
I wasn't concerned about anybody else, I'll be honest. Yeah, I wasn't concerned about anybody else. But you got to remember, Teddy was on that project. Teddy was on like at least 2 to 3 records.
But it felt like he came in later after you guys started, and so it wasn't like Dangerous where that was Teddy first of history where he got Jimmy and Terry to start it off and become the if
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not sure I'm not sure what his mindset. I never asked him that. I'm not sure what his mindset was on anything. I just know, like, I don't even know that he was starting an album. I just know I had a writing session with him that was so organic, where it was like I'm at Carol Bear Sager's house. I
Hmm.
sit on the piano and I start playing some chords, which end up being It's Not Worth It on Brandy's Full Moon album, by the way. But I just start playing some chords and he starts doing some melodies. And then he asks me would I stay and work on, you know, start working with him on his projects. Absolutely, 100%. So I wasn't concerned about anybody else. I wasn't thinking about nothing else. In fact, I would listen to sometimes he would come. I didn't even really care to hear what anybody else was doing. Like
the
when he would play me other things, I was like, yeah, okay.
but then because even with Brandy, those albums, how long did they take compared to Invincible? Were they like 2 years, or would you knock them out quickly?
Quick. quick because I think it was like because I think well again it was like we had Brandy every day. The only time we didn't have Brandy is when she had to shoot something, you know what I
Okay.
mean? But pretty much every day, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. we got her in the studio. So it was just like it's different when it's a consistency like that.
But then what about the level? Because it feels as though you could talk to Whitney or Brandy or Tony and like, let's try this, let's give it again. And they're like, okay, well, I'll trust you. It feels as if Michael is very much, well, I've got my own ideas and let's do a hybrid. And then that sort of dilutes what you probably really wanted in the first place. Is that fair or is it
Oh
feel that,
no, because I mean, Rock My World was 100% us. If Michael wasn't that,
yeah,
Michael didn't write.
that
Mike,
sounds like
Michael,
it.
didn't-
Yeah. That
yeah,
sounds
Michael
like
didn't
it.
write.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael didn't write one inch of Rock More. He loved it. He heard it. He sang it. You know what I mean? Um, if anything, he pushed us a lot just on just trying to find different sounds and different things. But I also, he wasn't so much. He wasn't writing the stuff that he wrote. I didn't really produce that stuff. He wrote on a couple of my songs. Like he added to it because he felt like the verse might not been strong enough. So he might have rewrote the verse, or he might have felt like, but that was just like maybe two out of the 6 or 7 songs that I did it on that album. Everything else was kind of just like, and maybe that's the part that I'm getting at, right? If it was more on like, yo, we locked in together, you know what I'm saying? And in my world, I would have did, at that time I would have did 10 Rock My Worlds.
Yeah, but you
You know what I
recorded.
mean? In
I
my
would have.
world.
Yeah, I would have
In
thought you
my world.
recorded that earlier because by the time it came out in 2001,
Rock My World was done. The demo was done 1999 of March.
yeah. See, that felt like it felt like your sound had moved on, and but that being the first single 2 3 years later, 2 years later, just didn't give it. Yeah, and you as you said earlier that Sony and everyone loved the song, but it just wasn't powerful enough. It wasn't a Michael, black or white or that those type of scream, those kind of big anthem
Yeah, I mean,
songs.
if you're going for that, but we wasn't going for that either, though. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of what those songs were like, those were big pop songs.
Yeah, yeah.
I was a kid making music for the streets that crossed over pop. So like
Mm.
I wanted to make grooves that people around the way could bump in their car and that will cross over. That was my thing. I didn't care. I was never trying to make a pop song. I didn't know Black or White is a pop song,
Yeah.
But I will
right?
say, like, I always compare to like radio here in Montreal because we don't have like 24-hour, 24/7 R&B and hip hop stations. So when You Rock My World came out, like that was playing on our stations here in Montreal. So to me, that crossed over and that's huge because they weren't playing all the different R&B songs on those stations. So when we got songs like that, we were like, oh, this song made it. So in my
Yeah,
eyes, it
and
was.
and so like, and I think that's why we hear Rock My World now. And we don't really hear those other ones that you just mentioned
Yeah.
because I do think that like the bigness of those are also somewhat they put you in a time capsule. And
Mhm.
I can't live in a time capsule. That's just me. I can't. Like don't get me wrong. Those are songs that I jam to because I love Michael Jackson. I love Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I love Teddy Riley. So you come to my house and I'm gonna play those songs,
Mm.
right? But there's a difference between um there's a big difference between Rhythm Nation and Let's Wait a While. Like Rhythm Nation puts me in the time. Let's Wait a While feels like I can hear it whenever.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Even Scream is so big that it puts me in the if it puts me like I'm still in the jam. I'm still in the dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Remember the Time doesn't.
Mm.
I can hear Remember the Time forever. So then I go off like I go off the youth. So like if I'm running around seeing my daughter and her friends and what they're playing, right? They're playing Remember the Time, Rock My World, um, um, Want to Be Starting Something.
Mm.
You know what I mean? A lot of the off the wall, right? Because that's just, to me, a lot of that is the stuff that you're gonna just keep hearing over and over again. Then when you get into the stuff where Michael like to take things and like, let's do this and let's make the glass break and let's do all of that. That's sonically really unique and cool, right? And it creates a shock factor to the ear when you first hear it. But I can't tell you that that's the thing that's gonna like longevity wise, it's gonna be like, 20 years from now, you're gonna be still wanting to hear that.
Yeah.
You're always gonna go, your ears are always gonna go back to just wanting to hear a great song.
Ballads, though, you guys didn't. You didn't really want to do like. I mean,
Nah, I had a killer ballad for him called Destiny. I had a killer ballad for him called Destiny, and we didn't do it. We didn't do any ballad. He didn't want any ballads. Like it was like, he was just like, in that particular time, it was just like I want to dance. I want to make people dance. Everything was about that.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, because people love the Butterflies and Heaven Can Wait, which were on the albums. But I was wondering why you didn't do something like When We Touch or something like that, something like kind of
I would have
track
loved.
for.
I would have loved to. Yeah, he didn't want that. Yeah, I would have
Oh,
loved to. I mean, I worked on Break of Dawn. I did work on that one. He
yeah.
gave me the bare bones of that and told me to finish it. So I did finish that one. But other than that, I think like once he had Butterflies, Break of Dawn, Heaven Can't Wait, it was like that was it. Like he didn't really want to have. I think he had maybe one other song, like Whatever Happens or something. That was kind of it. Everything else was kind of like up tempo.
I don't know if you heard when Brandy recently came out and said that When You Touch, um, that she sang it, you had her singing it in a key that wasn't right for her, and so that's why she doesn't really
That
prefer.
don't listen to that.
Okay.
Don't
And I
listen
was
to that.
surprised
Hey,
because she
listen.
said,
Hey, don't listen to it. Listen. I'm a producer, right? So my job is always going to be to push the artist to where they can't even think they can go. And if that's the case, then why is that one of everybody's favorite songs? I must have did something right, by doing it in that key, right? Because I think, and I don't think the world hears it like that. I think maybe she hears as she gets older. I can't hit those notes the way I used to hit them when I was
okay,
younger.
yeah,
But in that time frame, she used to always say, You got me singing too high." I'm like, you gotta push. You gotta push, like you gotta push. Like that's part of the process. Like I don't want everything to just be here. I
mm.
want things to go here. I want you to push for that. You know, and I think, when I look back, when I listen to it, I know I was right. I don't think I know I was right when I listened to that song.
Oh, so is it harder for her to sing it now like that, and so that's the reason why she's not singing it, because
I think it's all in your head. I think it's who pushes you and who doesn't. All right, we all have the mentality of just get up and do what we do. Sometimes, like it's like a person can wake up in the morning and say, I can only do 50 push-ups. But if someone's standing over top and say, no, give me 50 more, they'll get
mm,
to 100. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times, like even with artists, it's like if you content with just singing in this particular key and no one's there to, nah, you can hit that. Stop acting like you can't hit that note. If you hit it, then you can go beyond what you did when you were that age.
yeah,
If you have someone telling you that and reassuring you that you can do it, you'll do it.
mm.
But if you live life in a place of I got this. I'm just gonna, be content in this one and tell your band to bring the key down 2 steps because I can't hit it no more. You're not gonna push for it. You're not gonna
Yeah.
push for it.
Lorena, being out in Canada, if you had your top five the Dark Child songs, what
Oh
would?
no.
This
Put
isn't
her
a
on the spot
So
there. Put her on the
this isn't a
spot.
dark child chat. This is a Blackstreet.
Yeah,
I just came on because I appreciate you guys and it just so happened y'all were on, and I jumped on, and Blackstreet is, I was around that time, so I kind of feel like, yeah, I can add a little bit of input, a
Yeah.
little bit of song.
Yeah, but you didn't get to do any of the remixes or get involved in at that time.
Nah, I wasn't on the team yet. I was still in the intern type of position. I wasn't, not yet, not yet,
Yeah, but it wasn't
not yet.
so. Yeah, as I said, the Men of Vision was. I guess that was right after it. So that's
Yeah,
when you got your chops and stuff.
yeah, that's when he got me. That's when I got my call or whatever.
Yeah, my goodness. So this is Songwriter Hall of Fame. We're still waiting for the Hollywood star and
Um,
everything. Is that what? I know you started Aliens. Is your gospel? Well, I don't know if you're narrowing it down to gospel, but your label. Anything else that we should look out for 2026 and beyond?
no, I'm really locked in on aliens. That's kind of my thing. 24/7. Really just focus on that. I'm working with my daughter now, working with my sons, working with my
Wow.
daughters. Like my kids all have really amazing chops in different ways. Like, and so just like really working with them to, like, my daughter, she's 16, and she's making a project right now, and she saw the Michael movie, and she told me to go back and get rid of all the sounds that we had, and that
Wow.
she wanted the drums and the sounds that Michael would use.
What?
So we started getting into Lin drums and some of those original
Wow.
MPC and Lin drum samples from back in the day, and so yeah, so we've been on that vibe, and then my little 11-year-old, I think he's about to shock the world, really. I got 11-year-old kid that he's my youngest, and I posted him a couple of times, just like as he makes tracks, and I listen to his beats or whatever. But now he's really starting to come into it. Like in the last few months, he's been like more consistently just creating during the summer break, school break, and to see what he's creating, you would think he was born when I was born, because a lot of it sounds like mid 90s.
Mm.
Um, and the other day I challenged him, and I was just like, I was like, yo, you need to do your own melodies. Like, you don't need to be waiting to send that out for someone to write to it or wait for someone. I mean, you need to. And then next thing you know, it's like I'm hearing like 2 o'clock in the morning upstairs. I'm hearing this voice singing and singing and singing. And I didn't go up there to bother him, just let him go. And after like a few days, he said, Dad, come up. I need to play it for you. Come up. And he's like got all these melodies laid down on like 10 different tracks. And I was just like, wait a minute. And me and my wife were just talking about it. It's just like, what year was he really born in? Because it's like, I'm not, some of it sounds like it was supposed to be like in the Bobby Brown Roney era, or Can We Talk Tevin Campbell era, like some of the stuff, but a little bit more swagged out because he's young, right? So when I'm listening to him, I'm just like, how did you hear that not
Wow.
knowing that? Like, you know
Wow.
what I mean? Like there's no template for him. He's not listening to that. I don't have him in a room studying those sounds or those colors or those chords or any of that. I don't have him doing that. This is pure off of like this him just creating. He's not even allowed to be on the internet. So he doesn't have Wi-Fi on his computer.
Wow.
So it's literally him just creating. And so when I'm hearing what he's doing, I'm just like a little blown away, because I'm like, whoa, he's like doing it at a much faster rate than I was doing it. Like he's figuring out a way faster. And then the melodic part. So today he said to me, I told him, I said, when's your birthday? He said, September. It's September, mid-September. I said, so you need to have a single come out on yourself. You need to put something out on yourself. You need to go and write some lyrics on you and do it yourself. I said, don't wait for everybody else. Do it yourself. I was like, he's like, all right, bet that, bet. so, so, just trying to encourage them, you know what I mean, to go with their gifts. I see it in them. All my kids are super talented. I see it in them. So now just like, yo, go do your thing, and I'll help guide you a little bit and help get you there. But don't ever feel like you have to, you know, compete over here. You're going to be better than your daddy. Just go.
Wow. Is your
Yeah.
oldest into the more production?
Yeah, he's stepping into production as well. Yeah. And then my youngest daughter, she's a violinist. So the funny thing is that she jumps in and collabs a lot with the other ones. Yeah, so they just it's a really cool. We've been talking about like even creating our own like content channel, like family content,
Mm.
because like our house is, as you can imagine, it's like music all over the place. Like it's a lot.
Is it not safer for your kids now compared to when you got into the industry at that young age? Is it safer for them?
I mean, it's safer for me to keep them from the wickedness of the industry, right? It's safer that they got a dad who cares and a dad who's seen everything, and it's like you know I'm going to teach them how to be entrepreneurs and teach them how to own everything themselves and how to do things themselves. So that's the safe part, that no one's going to be able to just come in and be like, hey, I'm like, you're not going to out talk my kids. What I mean, they've been around it to know. And they're very quick to learn, right? They want to learn, so that's the beauty in it all.
And I say this because I would wonder if this was back in the 90s where the labels controlled the outlet, would you be less hesitant with them getting into the industry at back then compared to now where you have control of what you put out and videos are cheaper out, streaming and all that compared to back then when you had to go for a label to get anything out and they had to have a say.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I think, like, back in the day, it was like the labels controlled a lot of what they wanted the artist to be, or what they wanted the producers to be. Like, think how many producers were like had a vision or a style or whatever, and then they got with a certain label, and then the label kind of like moved them into their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Corey Rooney was doing Mary J. Blige, Real Love.
Yeah.
Then once he did the deal with Sony, he was doing like Latin music. He's doing Mark Anthony. Oh, seriously though,
Yeah.
It's
you know what
true.
I mean? Like that. Corey Rooney was hip hop. He was boom bap hip hop R&B.
Yeah, I did all the Fought MC. Yeah, yeah.
And then he got I'm sure they paid him well, which is good for him and his family. But they also steered him. I bet you he'll tell you, yeah, they had me doing a lot of stuff that I wasn't really doing before.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I think nowadays, now we in the independent sphere. You know what I mean? Where it's like that will never happen with my kids. Like, whatever if my daughter wants to make classical music, she's gonna make classical music. Whatever they want to create, I'm gonna be behind them 100%.
Yeah.
And they don't have to ever worry about the things that I used to think about, right? I used to think about, like, are we gonna be number one next week? Are we gonna sell? Is it gonna sell? Like that? That was all my mind, like, all because I was programmed that way, right? The
Mm.
industry made you feel that way, like, yo, we need number one record. We got it. Everything was about that. The same. They don't care about that with them. I just want them to create and have fun and love what they're creating. And they're not going to be online looking at comments. They don't have to.
Mm.
Just create, put it out. Create, put it out. Create, put it out.
Did that pressure motivate you to be great? Having to come up with another number one, but did that also affect what you might have done if you didn't have that pressure? Because if someone comes to Dark Child for production back then, it was expected to go number one. And does that then affect the ego? Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a number one with this, and you're checking the charts, and
I
you
love
can't
the
really.
Yeah. The pressure was what I loved, though.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a very big part of, I think, the success of everything that I did. Was like, um, there was a lady who used to work at Epic. She ran Epic Records, Lisa Ellis, and she calls me in the clutch, because she always said, like, when it was down to like the end of the project, you know, she knew she can call me because I was in the clutch, right? And I was like, I was just telling my guy KC this last night. I was like, you got to remember, we were called to do the singles. I did one song on Tony Braxton, the album out. He wasn't man enough. It was the single. I did one song on the Destiny Child. It was Say My Name. It was the big single.
wow.
I did one song on the J Lo. It was If You Had My Love. I think I did one other one on that one, but If You Had My Love was the first single, right? So that is the pressure. The pressure is that you gotta step up because the company needs something that they're going to promote and push to help drive sales to the album. And so I got used to that. Like, and I'll be honest, I didn't want anything else. So my mindset was like, when people would call me and be like, "Yo, we got this artist, and we're about to start this project," I'll be like, "Nah, call me when you're almost at the end." Seriously, I'll be like, "Call me when you're almost done." And now we want to start with nah. Call me when you're almost done, because I know when you're almost done, you're looking for that single to take off, and I want to make sure that we have that, and that helps with the branding of everything, right? Because if it's not a single, and if I'm not saying Dark Child or they're not saying Dark Child, you don't even know who I am. So I was branding the whole time around the singles that we're releasing.
But then you had competition with Timberland and the Neptunes, and
I
probably
didn't have any
Timberland.
competition. My competition was with me. I wasn't thinking about nobody else. I actually like listening to them. So I wasn't. I mean, most people looked at it a little. I guess some people look at it differently. You know, if you look at it from like, yeah, you're competing if you're competing, maybe some people look at it that way. But I wasn't an artist, so I didn't feel like I was competing with them. Like, because I felt like them as producers, they can go in the studio and make records for themselves and put out music on themselves because they were artists. Me, I was just working on whoever I could work on, and I always felt I had I was always, a level ahead because I felt like, oh, I'm working with Whitney and Michael, so you couldn't really tell me nothing. It was like, if you got to Whitney or Michael, you can't tell me nothing. Like, you can't tell Teddy nothing. You can't tell Quincy nothing. You can't tell Babyface. Like, that's how I looked at it. Like, when you're thinking about the pinnacle artists to get to, you know what I mean? Like, and so not everybody got that call. You know what I mean? Like, that call was to get a call from Michael Jackson is very, like, special. As you can see right now with this movie doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
If it was on Michael's radar, it must have been something.
Well, Sony just announced that its record sales based on the two biggest song albums were Thriller and Bad. So they accounted for more than 20% of their entire revenue for this year, for last year, since the movies come out. That shows you that power. But you never felt rivalry with Pharrell and Chad and Timbaland.
No, we were all.
You guys grew up were part of the Teddy camp.
Pharrell and I were it's funny because Pharrell and I were probably pretty cool. Like, we knew each other, we were cool. In fact, Pharrell gave me music to play for Michael, so we were cool. Timbaland, we're cool now. Like, that's what's really crazy. Like, we have a great relationship now. Like, we working on the same project together right now. And so, like, he'd be like, yeah, I might want to do you might need to do the drums like this. I'm like, you do the drums then. You know what I mean? Like, we just cool like that. Like, now, you know what I mean? Back then, it was just like, I feel like the competition was more with the artists, and everybody made it. So it's like, if Timbaland was working with Ali and I'm working with Brandy, then naturally you would make that competitive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But when I saw the Boys Mind at #1 for like 13 weeks, I wasn't thinking about nobody. I'm trying to tell you, I was in my own. I thought about what I was doing. I wasn't thinking about what everybody else is doing. I'm like, let them compete. I'm gonna just keep stay focused and locked in.
Stevie.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching tonight, hardcore R&B collectors from the 90s. When I watch interviews with like producers like yourself, Teddy Riley, Jam and Lewis, they always get asked about the same artist, the big artist who they work with. Would it be possible? I mean, not now. One day, do a podcast where we can just talk about all the other artists that didn't blow up, or the past stuff you did before. I'd love to, the real hardcore, like MQ3,
those are called. Hey, I call those the warm ups.
There's loads of them. There's Rona, that album did with Rona, all that stuff he did. I'd love to.
I love that you're so educated and know all that stuff, but I call all that the warm up. nobody's coming into a basketball game dropping 50 and they ain't warm up.
Yeah, we just want to put, just for historical reasons, about artists like, they don't get taught. J Quest, Veronica, MQ3. Yeah, I've got one here. What's she called here? This girl here. K-Ball. I'm sure you did something on that as well. It's long, stuff like that. It's just long forgotten. Just the pod specifically, because we've heard a million things about Michael Jackson in interviews with Teddy Riley. It's the same questions over and over. Could we just for historical reasons, just get a podcast about all that stuff he did in the 90s?
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, that just one off. It'd be, and I know there'd be loads in here viewers who just want to know all that stuff.
Well, I remember Third Story.
Sometimes it's crazy, man, Steve, because the algorithm will take me like to songs that I did that I had forgot that I did. Like when you mentioned some of those, sometimes a YouTube algorithm will just make those songs pop up, and I'll save them, and I got like a playlist that I save because I'm like, I forgot about that. I forgot about Lauren A remix, or like some of these different artists that I was doing remixes on. I forgot about them.
I mean, there's one group. There was a girl group in the early 90s that you did that's just like it's bugged the collectors for you. N-Ton, they're called N-Ton, that you did. N-Ton. He come out as there were demos on but again, it's for another podcast.
And I did it.
You did it.
Probably.
Okay,
I feel like that might have been the group. I might have been the group that I met at Teddy's. Matter of fact, I remember working with a girl group that I met at Teddy's.
That stuff is incredible.
You got to remember. I produced Omar Chandler at like 14, 15 years old.
What we need to know. We need to know this. Not, we've heard the Michael Jackson stuff over and over. No disrespect.
Yeah, I met Omar Chandler at Ted, like as a kid at Teddy's. He went back and drove back to Jersey to work with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I know, you've got Namdi on speed dial on WhatsApp, so we're gonna have to set this up. That's my little joke with him, by the way. It's my little joke. He's got Rodney Jerkins on speed dial on WhatsApp.
Yeah, but I love that idea though. I think people would appreciate that too. Sometimes it's good to deep dive on things that people don't really know.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, there's an album that I loved, Phase 2. I told you, Wine is Phase 2.
Yeah, I have an Afrobeat, a Christian Afrobeat version of that coming out. And like we sampled ourselves pretty much. There's an artist called Rhino Faye, who he's a Nigerian artist over here, and Christian artist, and he wanted to sample that and make a new. So that's coming out, I think, in like 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
We sample Simi.
Okay. Oh man! I mean, Lorraine, have you heard of Phase 2 Winans? It was the kids of these Winan brothers. They had when I heard it, I loved the album. I was working at Edmonds when you did Third Story, the one they had with Joe Budden.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, and I remember that one. That was one of my favorites.
Jason was the lead singer, and he said that when they were recording, you helped them meet up with Michael at the time and stuff.
Yeah. That was one of my I remember taking who was that group back in the day? Immature. Remember Immature?
Yeah.
I remember taking Immature, wanted to meet Michael so bad. So I took them and Chris Stokes to the Rock My World video shoot to meet Michael. Yep. Took him to the Michael Rock My World video shoot.
Yeah. I mean, the idea Stevie mentioned makes sense because your success when you got your Songwriters Hall of Fame wasn't just because of the big hits. I think there was lots of groups that paved the way, lots of things that you did, and I think it's kind of easy. It can be easy to gloss over.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, those moments and those days of just going from studio to studio and working with everybody, and I mean, I built a enormous catalog because of that, right? Like people don't realize how many songs I really had been part of, and and sometimes it's funny because even back then, some of those groups didn't work out to be the biggest groups, right? But I still had the single on them for some reason. So like even in that early embryonic stage of my career, the goal was still the same thing. Like we need a single, and you're working with these groups and these artists and all these different labels, and you're building relationships ultimately, right? And you're building trust of A&Rs, and then one day you start to catch the groove on a different level, right? And then you start to have more self-confidence and belief. You know, I always had the confidence, but I don't think it wasn't really until I started working with like Gina Thompson that prepared me for Mary J. Blige, and then so on and so on. Like it's like then the real you know it's just a different. It was just a different thing,
Yeah.
different a different level of artistry when you start working with certain artists in the studio. I started to see the difference.
I don't know if you saw that Mary responded to the when we came on and spoke about the video with the song with Puffy,
Oh,
the
she
sample.
did.
Yeah, she did. She was with Fat Joe and Jadakiss, and she then said that somebody showed her that when you were telling us about that thing, and then she
Uh,
said, "Yeah, Ron, don't let Puffy hear that." So she confirmed.
yeah, she did. I told you, I'm not gonna ever tell y'all no lies. She did. Yeah, that's my girl, man. I got something coming out with her in the next few weeks as well.
What?
Yeah, she wanted to do like an Afro beat thing, and so you guys will be hearing it soon with her. And we got this little. I'm not gonna give it away. It's a cool sample hook shit that she redid too.
Oh,
By artists that really no one's really tapped into like that. So it's gonna be kind of cool.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. So the
but but
proper
Mary's
work.
my
Yeah.
Mary's my like. You gotta understand that's like a sister at this point. You know what I mean? Like Mary, like if I called Mary right now, it's like, yeah, I need to get in the studio tomorrow. It's done. She's not saying no. She's not saying I'm tired. She's not saying I don't feel like. She's like, all right, let's go, let's get it. You know, we had that type of relationship for 30 years now.
Mm,
I think I started working with Mary in 1996.
wow.
Yeah.
See, that's for me. That's the golden period of R&B, from that early '90s to the mid '90s up to about the end of '96.
Nothing. Let me
You
tell
know,
you,
that's
nothing
the
like it.
golden.
No,
That
no,
is
no,
the real cream of
nothing
it.
like it. Nothing like it.
And it
Mm,
just it doesn't
We
get
just
talked about. Really doesn't
we
get
we
talked
took a
about.
we took a we took a whatever, what was it, 9 hour, it was a 9.5 hour road trip from Florida to Tennessee recently, my family, and that's all we played. I told my wife, I said, you're the DJ. I'm driving and you the DJ. And that's all she played. She played that era. And it was beautiful, like just hearing so many incredible. It's just like the songs. I just like the songs and the songwriting and the vocal. You got to remember too, like you got all of these things that you have to keep in mind, right? One, 99.9% from 1990 or whatever you want to call it to 1999 to 2000, 99.9% of those songs were recorded with a tape machine. That's
wow.
one. 99.9% of those songs did not have auto tune. That's number two.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? The producers had to push the artists to get to the note,
Mm,
right? We had to go. No, you're flat. Hit it again. Go again. No, you're sharp. Go down. You got to keep pushing it, right?
mm,
And because of that, there wasn't the technology. We didn't have all that yet, so we had to work extra hard to get what we wanted,
mm.
which gave all the consumers something I feel like a little bit more real.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And so that's why that era to me was just like so special. When I look back, I'm like, man, like yo, the way we worked, the way we recorded, the way we mixed, everything that we did, the way we did background, the way that we did it was a lot more work for it than it is now because of technology, of course, right? Because the
Mm.
technology has changed everything. But yeah, you can't replace that era for sense. For me, it's my I hate to say it because I was part of it but it is my favorite era of music. you know.
Yeah.
And I love 70s, I love 80s, I love all type. But something about the 90s to me is just like it hits a little different for me.
Yeah. I remember
It really,
um, Showshock from Showshock and Colin when he did Heartbreak Hotel with Whitney.
we played that one. We played that one.
Whitney wasn't in the best space and she didn't want to finish the song. And he said, unfortunately, they needed, there wasn't, it's not now. He said he could have just done other tunes and stuff, but he needed her to be on pitch and it was, but they had to get it right. And it was hard work and it stays back with the 90s. And I think that's why we consumers appreciated the music because it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel, it felt real. You know, we had lots of church going R&B singers and we were
That was
getting,
another. Oh, that was the biggest part. And I think I mentioned this on your show before, right? It was like you got to remember, like most R&B singers came from the church. Most producers were somehow tied to the church. So you had a lot of that gospel influence into the music. A lot of the chords, progressions, and the changes. A lot of bridges. That's just stuff that we did naturally in church.
mm,
That wasn't like this. You just did it. You just play in church and you're playing these chord progressions and you're moving around, and then you translate that to a record. I mean, you rarely hear a song with a bridge with it now. I think the closest thing that we've been getting probably in the last 20 years is that Kalani record Folded. That might be the closest thing we've seen to a real R&B record, like real R&B. Like we just don't hear it like that anymore. Like people don't even hear it like that anymore.
yeah. Were you involved in New Kids on the Block Face the Music?
I don't know. What's up? What album was that? That was the one Teddy did?
Yeah.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. That came out in '94. I thought you did a remix with them and not.
You
Okay.
say your daughter's doing an Afro Beats record.
Say that again.
Your daughter's doing an Afro Beats record.
No,
Who
so
is?
Mary J is
No.
doing it,
Mary.
not his daughter, Mary J. Blige.
Mary.
All right, so I'm not
Mary.
doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's got an Afrobeat feel for sure.
All right.
Oh wait a minute, because you
Yeah.
had Burna Boy sample two of your tracks. So
Yeah. Yeah.
how are you? Are you doing the Afrobeat type production, or you're working alongside somebody from Nigeria who's the Afrobeat, or you're recreating, you're producing in an Afrobeat?
Yeah. Yeah. Like usually without like on in anything like that, I'll start it. And then I have my guy in Nigeria, E Series. I don't think he worked on this particular song of Mary. He worked on another song. But my man E Series is my Nigerian guy. Then I got Luke Goliath out of South Africa is my other African Connect producer. So I got like a team and crew in Africa that when I'm working on African style records to keep it authentic.
Is Afrobeat still? I don't know. I thought
Again, the
it's
golden period of Afro Beats was before COVID. That period again,
Oh yeah,
for about
yeah,
3 or 4, the production, everything, the artist
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
incredible. I mean,
I
I've
agree.
just got an idea now. Mary J. Blige doing Afro Beats. I'm thinking a remix with Ava Star on it already. You
That
need,
would be great.
you need
That
to
would be
you need
great.
to reach out to Don Jazzy at
That
Maven
would be
Records.
great. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be massive. That'd
That would
be
be
huge.
great. Yeah,
yeah.
nah, that'd be great.
Because the Americans are kind of they've caught up with Afro beats now. They've caught up with it 4 or 5 years too late for me, but they have jumped on it. But get hold of Star, Mary Jane Aris would be huge.
That would be huge. That is a good idea, actually. If it happens this week, if it happens because you said it, remember that. Remember
I
that.
know Don Jazzy. I could send him a message.
Send them a message. It might be the move. It might be the move.
Yeah. Has the album? But is it about? Is it an official album or is it just a
No,
single?
no, I don't think Mary's making an album. I think she's just putting out songs as she goes, as she creates.
But how come it took so long for you guys to reconnect?
I don't know, man. It's just the way it is, Like, it's interesting. Like I said, like when I think about how like Timberland and I are working on a project, kind of like he's producing some songs, I'm producing some songs, the same with the new artist that we're excited about. And I think about like how like it just happens. All of these years, my relationship with Jimmy Jam is probably my favorite relationship.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like something that wasn't what it was 20 years, 10 years ago. But now right now, it's like he's checking up on me all the time and I'm hitting him on, like, it's just like, it's beautiful, man, when you can, get older and start really talking to the people that really inspires you,
Yeah.
and you don't even realize that some of your favorite stuff is what their children love, right? Like,
Mm,
that's the crazy part about it, right?
yeah.
When I'm introducing my daughter to, Jimmy Jam, and she loves all the stuff that he did, and then he's telling me his kids love what I like. It's just I just can't, like, I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Like, after all these years, that these relationships start to brew later on, and it's really special.
You both did stuff on Scissor's big album.
Who, me, Jimmy Jam?
Yeah, I know he
Oh,
did stuff on it, then, but I know you had
yeah.
that.
I think the last time we had something together on an album probably would have been Share My World album, Mary, right? Because he was a big part of that too.
Oh,
He did Love Is All We Need, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's still no competition and stuff. Like,
I I would love, like, and that's me, like, as a producer, right? So that
mm,
I always have this, like, thing where I've always said, like, as a producer, I don't have to produce an album in order to feel like I can make executive produce an album, right? Like, I can executive produce a Brandy album without having to touch a track, just knowing my ears know who would be best for what. And it's like how we never had a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis Brandy project or songs or whatever. Like, it just makes sense sonically
mm,
with the way Jimmy's chords are and the harmonies that he does. Like, it just makes, like, why that never happened doesn't make sense to me.
yeah. The I think that we'll all remember that you, Timberland, and the Neptunes had different types of drumming. You're very distinctive in like, if you think about it, Say Your Name, or Whitney's It's Not Right. There's something about the pace of your production, and then if you hear Timberland stuff, it's very much in his drum programming, and then the Neptunes had theirs. Was it ever conscious to you to say, I know I think the Neptunes and Timberland could sometimes seem similar, but you were very distinctive. Do you ever think about, I need to make sure that I'm very recognizable in my drumming?
Yeah, of course, but it was never the drums for me though. The drums was never. It was always that was always the afterthought for me. Like, it was always the melody for me, and it was always like the harp sounds and the string sounds, and those were the things for me that I wanted to be known for. Because you got to remember, I started learning classical music at the age of 5 years old.
Oh.
So I was trying to incorporate what I was learning as a kid into what I was doing. The beats was just too easy. Like, any at heart, I'm a hip hop kid. I listened to, like, Big Daddy Kane growing up, so it was easy for me to go any kind of way drum wise. But I never really, like, I think, like, where some people kind of, like, made that their thing. That wasn't really what my focus was. I wasn't trying to make that my thing. My thing was always, like, the chords and the musicality of it all. And maybe that's just because I could actually sit down on the piano and play. So
Mm.
because I could do that, it just naturally started there for me. You know what I mean? I'm a drummer too. I could play the drums a little bit too. Not great, but enough to get around, right? But
R&B now needs it needs a completely new set of drums, new sound. It's
yeah,
just the same sounds over and over again. The same.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
that
I see
high
now.
art
I feel like now, like, we're being sampled a lot now. Like, I feel like
because they're
my
running out of
drum.
ideas. Where's the producers coming out with a brand new set of sounds? Like you were just saying, Namdi. Timberlake, you all had your own sounds then. It's almost like, their competition was there, but now,
I think, like, and okay, let me speak to that. Like, and I think, okay, this will speak to the competition of it all real quick.
Mm.
The competition of it was radio. So you got to remember, like, radio only played 11, what was it, like 11 songs on a cycle?
mhm.
It was like 11 songs, and those songs will repeat every day. And then maybe somebody else get into a slot the next week when a new, you know what I mean, bump
Mhm.
somebody off. But it was like that 11-song cycle. So
You
can
talk
you
about
imagine?
payola. You talk about A-list and payola
No,
radio.
no, 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 no. Just imagine this for a second. Imagine Imagine being a producer and you have to do, you're working on singles. You have to literally get a slot, and that 11 song slot, where does that put you as a producer in the world?
Put you right up there again if you can make that happen.
If you're in that slot, you're no matter where you are, you're top 11 in the world, because everybody's gunning to be in that slot. If you're number one, you're number one at the time. If you're number five, you're number five. Wherever it is, you're gunning to be in that slot. And so nowadays, that don't exist no more. Everybody's just putting out songs to get on Spotify. There's hundreds of thousands of songs being released every week. New Music Friday, that wasn't what we were trying to get the slot at radio. Now you got people trying to get a New Music Friday slot. That's 100 songs. My daughter said this today. We're in the car driving, and she said she was in the back. We were going to church, and they had the TV on in the back, and they saw that It's Not Right, But It's Okay came out in '99. She was like, "Whoa!" She's like, "Dad," she said, "that came out the same year as what other song she mentioned of mine? Whatever song she mentioned mine." I'm like, "Yeah, because we trying to just outdo ourselves. We trying to beat ourselves now." And that's what I was trying to explain to you. Like you're competing against you. You're like, how do I, if that's going to be done and over with, I got to follow with something else. You're not really thinking about those other people, right? They're going to come and they're going to do their thing. They're going to be number one, and then you're going to be number one, and it's just going to be this. But you're not thinking like that wasn't really on the brain as much as like, yo, man, we got to follow up. Like The Boy's Mind is number one, and we got to follow up with something else, and then something else comes out. Angel of Mine comes number one, and then this comes, and then next thing you know, within a year, you have 5 number ones and essentially on the radio, right? And you're like, whoa, we controlled, 60% of 1999 or something. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at it from that standpoint, it's like that's what it's about. Nowadays, producers aren't gunning for that. The producers think they think they're hot just if they're on an album. Yo, I got a new joint on Drake's album. Okay. You know what I mean? Like after the album comes out, did what it does, huge. No one even knows who that producer is. They didn't brand themselves. It wasn't it wasn't a single, it wasn't the radio hit. All of those things, that's what we cared about. What really mattered. So
now
I just think that
it sounds like they do stuff for social media. I find that's what it sounds like.
The bar is super low. The bar is super low, and they don't even. And it goes back to the sounds. You got to remember, everybody has access to all the same sounds now. So to be special with a different drum sound,
music. That's what it feels like. Laptop music to me. But where is? But where. I don't know. Are you inspired to make something just that hasn't been heard before? Can it be done?
It can be done, but you have to have the artist that it needs to be done with.
Right. Okay.
It has to be the artist that cares.
The artist that crying out for it now.
The artist that cares enough to do that, right? They have to care. They got to be one. Michael cared. Michael said it so much. I want to make history. I want to be the best. I want to sell. He cares so much about being way removed from everybody else. He cared about it. So, if you find those artists that really care, it can be done. Yeah.
Listen, sure. I'm already thinking Mary J. Blige, J. Star, New Set Pounds,
But I think it reminds me, I think you said this last time when we did the live for Mary. You were saying like how Michael was saying like to find a sound, like he would say like go in a junkyard and like hit different things. So I feel like no one's doing that now, or like you said, an artist is not pushing the producer, or they're not pushing each other to create something new.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Did they capture it in the movie when he was saying, I need to get the sound before Prince does? I don't know if you remember that in the movie.
I saw that clip. Yeah.
But maybe that wasn't true. But the way you're describing that, he wanted the sound because if he felt like if he came and he didn't take advantage of it, God would have given it to Prince or given
it. He might have said that though. I can see him saying something like that.
But that's what you were saying about he wanted to keep innovating and capturing something new and not regurgitate
Yeah.
what's already out there. And when you have that sort of platform, how many of people are like that, like a Prince? I mean, that are just constantly looking for something and reinventing themselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we all have it in us, and whatever craft we're in. I think like God just He gives us these abilities, these talents, but we have to work. The Word of God says that faith without works is dead. So you can have all the faith in, well, I'm gonna be this, but if you're not working and not staying up late at night working on your craft and digging deep to try to find those sounds, you're never going to get there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like when you look at the back of behind Stevie, you see vinyl. Like you come to my studio, you see vinyl, right? And I think like I feel like kids today don't even have the patience to put a record on the needle. But then again, vinyl sales are going up again, so you never know. There might
Mm.
be a rebirth of something happening. Right,
Yeah.
there might be some young producer taking it serious right now. Like, nah, I'm seeing all these podcasts. I'm gonna go and dig and go deep into it. It might be somebody else that comes up and they'd be the next biggest thing that we like, whoa, they created a whole new sound in
Honestly,
this era.
it's what black music needs at the moment. You know what I mean? It really does need it.
Mm.
Yeah, but then you have to ask yourself like I always say, like, who's the artist to carry it, right? Like, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like, but who's the artist to like that's going to carry it and be like they're the ones that carries that sound.
That's willing to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's willing to and to take risk, right? Like just don't just take some risk and be unique with it. You know,
Yeah. Just before we finish up, Coco's Sunshine, was that your biggest surprise that it it didn't explode?
I'm not. No, I don't. I mean, I can't tell you. I had a better song in my opinion with SWV that never came out called "It's Over."
What?
Called
Yeah,
what? Sorry.
called "It's Over."
Did they record it already or?
Yeah, it's a long. You don't even understand. This is a long story, but yeah, they recorded it. I wrote it with them. Actually, I wrote it with them at their apartment in Jersey, and we recorded it. And there was a deadline for it to make the album or something like that, and I missed the deadline by a few hours because the engineer fell asleep. Yeah, I had to try an engineer. I had the engineer I never worked with, and he actually fell asleep in the studio where I needed to turn in the record by a certain time. And it's funny, but I don't listen. Regardless, it didn't happen. I still like that song to this day. My wife has been telling me that I should get like all the '90s artists together now and do a project with them all. Like do a whole like go grab Coco, SWV, Faith Evans, Mary, everybody, and do like a whole project and do like you know what I mean, like
Jim and Terry did it during
Yeah.
COVID. They got
Volume one.
Usher and all the people they've worked with, and
yeah,
Mariah and stuff.
yeah. It's I
Yeah.
don't know, I don't know, maybe, but you know, but then yeah, Sunshine was fun. We did Sunshine at Whitney Houston's house actually. Now I think
Wow.
about it. Yeah,
Wow.
I created that at Whitney Houston's house. Right after I finished working with Whitney, I came back to her house and I rented her guest house for like a month because her guest house studio, I liked it so much that I
Wow.
went there. Me, Harvey Mason Jr., my brother Sean, we all just went out there and camped out um, for like a month, and that's where I created the
Wow.
Sunshine record. Yeah, and the Coco came out to the house, and I played it for her, and she helped. I played the demo of the track, and then she sat with us and started writing it. So she wrote with us on it. It was about her son actually. Um, she wrote it for her first because she had just had her first son. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he said, but that so he said he wasn't surprised that the album didn't blow up.
No, I mean I was never surprised in our industry by anything. It's like like the things. It's always the things that you think are going to blow up don't blow up, and the things that you don't think they blow up.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like it's always that. It's always been that. It's like the ones you really think like, yo, this is gonna be out of here, out of here. You'd be like, well, that wasn't out of here. And the ones you don't even think about, like, those are the ones be like, whoa, what just happened? It's starting to catch. People like this one, really like that. Kind of shocks you a little bit.
Yeah, I would guess the boys'
But I
mind would
love
have been one of them. You know.
Yeah, but I love Sunshine. Like I love working with Coco. She's amazing. All the songs I did on her album was just fun to do. I did like four with her on that album. It was just fun to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
goodness.
she was fun.
Yeah, and we have always got to remember LaShawn Daniels, probably one of the, you know, your writer moves and all that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he was gifted, super gifted,
Yeah.
special talent. Yeah.
Wow. So we should look out. We've heard it from here that Rodney has done an Afrobeat joint with Mary J. We don't know who's going to be on it with her, but I guess we'll be surprised when it comes out. Check
Mate,
out.
Namdi, you need to do a reel where we're discussing Mary J and Ayra Star. I want to send it. I want to send it to Don Jazzy at Maven Records in Lagos, and I want to see if we can make this happen.
I
It
love
could
Okay.
that.
blow people's heads.
I
Oh,
love
this
that.
could blow people's heads away.
Well,
I
let's
love
leave,
that.
yeah, well, let's have the album come out.
I
But
think we
people,
can make this happen. I really do.
but also
I
people
love that.
check out Aliens, which is Rodney's label.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got some a diverse talents on the roster,
Yeah.
and I think would your kids be signed to it, or they're going to have
Oh
something
yeah.
different?
Yeah, they'll be signed to it for sure.
Yeah, they'll be definitely
Yeah.
signed for it. Yes, and it's just I guess people should understand this is a privilege and an honor that Ronnie's came on as we start off talking about Blackstreet, talk about their debut album, and I think I was just saying
I
about
feel like
some.
I'm like a regular on here now. Like
He would, yeah, he would
every
play.
few months,
Yeah.
You'll be,
I'm
you'll be
like
doing some
I'm
top
one of
10
your hosts.
countdown soon.
I'm one of your co-hosts now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I will always say that it's a privilege and an honor that that you did be in the midst of everything, be able to jump in and for all of us, it's definitely a privilege that
Yeah.
that you'd be able to do that. I
Nah.
yeah. So
Well, listen. Thank you. Thanks for always allowing me to come on, and thank you for keeping what the '90s was. Keeping it alive and refreshing to people that may not have known. Right. Sometimes you just got to remind people or tell people so they can go back and do their research, and then they find out about, oh, whoa, this was actually kind of crazy. This is actually kind of cool. So I think you guys have done a good job of keeping people informed. Of the '90s and New Jack Swing and just all of that. And I think it's a blessing to that's why I jump on because it's what I'm intrigued by. You know what I mean? I'd rather be talking about this stuff than any type of stuff. So
Yeah, well, Lorena was 7 when this Blackstreet album came out, so she didn't get to know it. So she had to listen to it to be part of it tonight.
yeah, yeah,
Fair
yeah.
play to her. Fair play.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good. So it's like I guess it's really refreshing to her to
Yeah.
see like the what it was. And it's crazy because even like like I said, you'll see like once my son has some stuff, I'll send it to you. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'd be like, it's kind of weird and strange that an 11-year-old could actually think to hear those key melody sounds and those drums and all those things that we just naturally use growing up in that era. He's using them now. It's just like
Wow.
really it's
Wow.
interesting.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
interesting.
yeah, and then the fact that you're just giving them this space, you're not there to say, okay, do it this way. You're not trying to
No,
make
I
them.
think that's the thing is like my dad always told me just create, create. My dad told me create, 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 create. Always said it to me, so I'm the same way with him. Just create. Don't worry about the result of it. The result will happen in time. You're gonna go through things where again, like you talk about, some stuff will be great and blow up in your face. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
some stuff would be duds, some stuff will be it's just the way it works. And but just keep creating. Don't ever stop creating.
We need your biopic. I saw if you guys did not see during the lockdown, Rodney had a friend record almost like a teaser, and I
Yeah,
remember that he's a kid, and
yeah,
he gets a call that says, "Yeah, Teddy's trying to tell his
yeah,
parents, can you take me down there?" So
yeah.
I actually was like, "Wow, I can't wait to see this the movie and
I
stuff."
know, I know, I know. That was something I would love to do one day for sure.
But well, one day, I mean, you saw the Pharrell one, you've seen the Michael one. I mean, definitely you've got a different story
I
to.
know, I know. I do
I
have a
mean, you're a
story.
kid. You got to see Teddy. I mean, and Michael. I mean, that doesn't just happen. So that would definitely be.
Yeah, I know. I got stories for days, for days,
Yeah,
for days.
yeah. Wow, goodness. I know that DJ Otis says one day you should tell us about One Accord. I've never heard of them, but
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that,
One
that
accord.
that podcast we're talking about, Nam?
Yeah, that
That's
stuff. That project was banging. Actually, that's one we definitely can go deep diving on. That's like some of the best music that never came out. It was really. That's the hard part of this business is when you work on something and you feel we're passionate, and then sometimes a label you don't see eye to eye with the label, doesn't see the light of day, and it's like you got all these gems that were just like super dope in
and
the
you can't do
can.
anything with it.
I mean, you can if you could find like someone to do it now and like that has that. Like I said, they have to have it though. Like they have to. It's something about like I said, coming out of church. One Accord
Mm.
was right out of church, all of them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the people that I work with, like nowadays, man, it's hard. Like I talk to artists, and you go to church? No, I'm like, what? How you not go to church? Like that's where all the gems is comes out of church. The
Yeah,
best musicians, the best everything,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of that stuff, like I would love to like just release like an unreleased album, like an album of all unreleased songs. Like find all those people, give them a piece of the masters, and be like, hey, we just want to
Okay.
put this out as like, that would be kind of cool.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Hey, what will stop you though?
I don't know, me. I'll stop me, man. A lot of times I get these bright ideas and I just like don't do it because I move on from it. Just like
You can't
I'm
do a
trying to.
mixtape though, which means that it's out there and it's not a.
I
Oh,
know. I'm so focused on my aliens thing right now. I don't even
yeah,
know. Like one day I'll get back into like that part of things, but right now I'm just kind of super focused on helping these young guys fulfill their mission and their vision in life, and bringing faith-based music in a new form. And
yeah.
yeah.
Man, I wish you. Yeah, I wish if anyone hasn't heard of Winans Phase Two, send
Oh
me.
yeah,
Oh goodness,
send me.
man, I was just playing that, rocking it consciously. And I remember speaking
Yeah,
to Randy Jackson, who did American Idol, because I was at UCLA doing a music course, and I said, man, how come we can't get inspirational songs like that? And that yeah,
I
that.
know, bro.
I mean, that's what I love that because that was definitely a thing. But we will try and get you um
I do
some.
have I do have enough footage though that if I wanted to put together something, I could do it. I do have a lot of great footage throughout the years out that I'm really proud of, and maybe one day, who knows? Maybe one day we'll do a little something with it.
Yes, I mean this is a good idea. Craig Robinson as Rodney.
Ah, that's the guy. I love that. That guy's funny, man. I love him. That guy's hilarious. I
Yeah.
like him. He's hilarious, man. He is funny. That guy is funny, boy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is the last one, just because Benson
Okay.
he says, "How many Michael Jackson complete track do you have for Invincible?" It's up to 25 that you didn't release. That were
Oh,
completed.
for Invisible.
Invincible. Is there an album called Invisible
25? I
No,
don't
no,
know.
No, I think
Invincible.
for the
Invincible.
25th anniversary, he's talking about.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
that's what
confused.
he said. I don't think they're doing the 25th anniversary thing. I think the movie took over a whole different thing. I don't, but yeah, I got some stuff in the can for sure.
Wow. When? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
What we'll put it in the diary, Stevie, for um on not unreleased but unsung Dark Child Productions.
Yes, please.
Unsung Dark Child Productions, and
That'd
because
be fun.
I know that there'll be so many people out there that will say, "What about this and this?" And most people will be shocked that you did anything with them, and you
That'd be
can you
fun.
can tell the story about them as well.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh man, Rod, you have to understand. It is definitely a privilege and honor that you're not only commenting, but taking time out of your schedule just to come and chat with us. This is definitely we're definitely blessed by your presence and definitely
Thank
honored
you.
as well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes. All right, guys.
All
So
right, guys. Take care.
thanks,
Good
Roddy.
night to
All right,
everyone
later.
tuning in tonight.
Later.
Sticking with us.
All
Thanks.
right, guys.
See ya.
See you.
Wow. Okay. So, um, that was definitely a long, definitely blessed. Lauren, I mean, Lauren, any final thoughts?
No, I think I love listening to him because he has so many stories. So you're always learning all the new stuff. And I love hearing stuff behind the scenes. So it was great. And then the question that I had for him, he answered anyways, because I wanted to know if he was going to ever do like his own album, like how Jam and Lewis had theirs and different Timberland like put out music as an artist. But I think that would be cool if that's something that he did down the line.
Yeah, Stevie.
I think we've got a. I think potentially we've got a hit record on our hands tonight, Namdi. I'm telling you, mate, we've got a potential hit record here.
Oh, you don't want the Mary?
Yeah.
Star, I'm telling you. We've got to make it. We've got to make out of that conversation. We could make a hit record happening. I'm convinced.
Okay. For me, as I said, I never take it for granted who the reach of the channel, and it's always a privilege that for the fact that Rodney was watching and he commented, and then I took the chance of putting the link, and he did come on. I don't take that for granted, but Stevie, it's a good idea to celebrate some of those because we all know the big hits.
We have to, Namdi.
We all know the big hits, but then there's certain songs that didn't come out. So
I'm all Michael Jackson out this year. I've seen the movie; it's fantastic. IG's full of Michael Jackson impersonators. People got to see the film like 20 times, and it's only like 7 months into the year, and it's like he's still here. It's like he never went away. It's like he's Michael. It's like going back to Thriller from when I was a kid. Like it was. It's like I'm exhausted with Michael Jackson stuff now.
Well, yeah.
Love it.
I think for those of us hardcore fans, the fact that he's still getting his flowers
But
is
what we
great.
didn't say was, and we should have said to him that the album Invincible is making, due to social media and due to the movie, it is making a bit of a resurgence. People are discovering it, rediscovering tracks on the album, and they're calling for an anniversary release and everything. Into existence.
It wouldn't. I won't. I guarantee that Sony's thinking about how much money they've made of the Michael movie. That they're like, let's just celebrate 25 years of Invincible, and I'm sure maybe they'll give him a call to say,
"Hey, we did everything to kill that album when it came out. Now let's do everything, to give it its flowers."
Yeah.
Anyway, Lan, let's get out of here now.
Well, fortunately, and the funny thing is that we started 30 minutes earlier. So, guys, if you just joined, the first hour and a half was Blackstreet, and the last hour and a half we had the honor of producer Ronnie Darkchild.
Amazing.
Telling us some gems and stuff. So we will catch you guys. Well, don't forget Thursday. Stevie has his deep dive. Don't forget that
next Sunday, well, live on my
he's
channel.
going to do with Benson. They're going to do the Suave album, and VJ's Knight and myself and Stevie come back on the 16th where we do The Boys. Is it The Return or I can't remember the name of the album now. The Boys.
But Lorraine, if you fancy doing a new Jack Swing album next week, you can do the Suave album with us if you want. We'll send you the album.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know by Tuesday if I can do it.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
All right, guys, we will catch you, and thanks for tuning in.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
Somewhere in between.
For even loving us, on which I did miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They don't understand what those boys winning all spirits.
Play it.